biggest thing that he addressed is how the team should handle itself going into a game which will decide where your season goes from here.
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, it's continuing to stick with the plan that we come up with for, whatever pitcher we're facing. Yesterday didn't go our way, but we knew that we were in the game the entire time, thanks to Burnsy doing his thing out there. So continuing to try to not put pressure on ourselves and kind of keep that confidence that we had at the beginning of the season rolling into today.
Cedric, we just talked to Hyde and Kyle, so they both seemed relatively loose. They were joking throughout the interviews. Is the vibe in the clubhouse, would you say, loose right now? How do you feel like the guys are carrying themselves right now?
Yeah, I'd still say it's pretty loose. Got guys in there relaxing, preparing for their day. A couple of guys playing pool. If Kowser wasn't joking, I'd find that concerning, honestly. So it's good to see him, continuing to be himself.
Cedric, you didn't have a great October last year. I know you were beat up, and there were some other factors going into that. But for you to start this postseason with a couple hits, a couple good at-bats yesterday, how much do you think that can help you moving forward?
It's great. Like you said, last year, a bit of a struggle. Also first-time experience in the postseason, so I know there's a lot of factors involved there. But just really feeling as if I'm continuing to, play like I am in the second half, just really focusing on keeping things simple, just playing my game.
Hey, Cedric, I'm curious how you've seen Santander evolve over the years to the point that now he's, hitting 40-plus homers and kind of in the heart of a really good lineup.
Yeah, watching him grow as a hitter over the years has been amazing to watch. He's a really smart dude, really comes up with an approach that works every single day, and, something that's not easy to copy either. I've talked to him about his approach and how he goes about his business, and not necessarily recommended for everybody. It's somewhat unique, but it works for him, and it's good to see him find that.
That is Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins. He'll be batting out of the 8th spot today. When we come back, we'll hear from the skipper, Brandon Hyde, on the Orioles Radio Network.
It's the 8th annual 98 Rock .05K, Thursday, October 17th. Join Justin, Scott, and Spiegel as they host the race at Union Craft Brewing. It's only $15 to register, which gets you a commemorative shirt, race bib, and a 98 Rock Thirst Down beer. Head to 98online.com/race to sign up and help us kick off the Baltimore Running Festival. Proceeds from the entry fee benefits the Baltimore City Firefighters, Local 734, Widows, and Orphans Fund. A race from the door to the bar with 98 Rock.
Hey, it's Brian Eamon. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen between 7 and 7:30 for a chance to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. See for Brian Eamon tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 10 on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Listen to TJ Smith weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a chance to win a limited edition WBAL Amazon Alexa Echo Pop speaker. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Planning a move? Call Von Paris Moving and Storage, the official mover of the Orioles. Whether it's a move across the street or around the world, or an office or a commercial move, you can trust the Von Paris team to get things done safely, on time, and on budget. Von Paris has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and was the recipient of the BBB's Pillars of Trust Award for Marketplace Trust. Von Paris, since 1892, always going the extra mile for you. Contact Von Paris at vonparis.com.
Dave's your supply chain wizard. He also has diabetes. Maybe it's time for a group dental plan with support for chronic conditions. Grin from Within, United Concordia Dental. Learn more at grinwithucd.com. Products underwritten by United Concordia Insurance Company. Kendra manages your payroll. She's also 6 weeks pregnant. Maybe it's time for a group dental plan with extra TLC for moms-to-be. Grin from Within, United Concordia Dental. Learn more at grinwithucd.com. Products underwritten by United Concordia Insurance Company.
Leaves are falling, and autumn is calling. It's time to rake in savings with Wise Market's new fall rewards. You can redeem your rewards points for free Nathan's Franks, Land O'Lakes shredded cheese, or Pop-Tarts. Plus, take advantage of discounts on other items throughout the store. Spending less on all those essentials means spending more on things that matter the most. Get rewarded every time you shop. Now that's rewarding. That's Wise.
At Toyota, reliability is our legacy.
This is my legacy.
Like the all-new, fully redesigned 25 Camry, the best just got better. Or a Corolla, fun to drive, styled to be seen. Or an adventure-ready RAV4, available with all-wheel drive. Or check out a new Tacoma. or the rugged tundra. Find out more at buyatoyota.com. Offers end November 4th. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm TJ Smith. Join me weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Midday Show on WBAL News Radio.
Time to hear from the manager of the Orioles, Brandon Hyde. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
The Manager's Show with Brandon Hyde is brought to you by Nova Dental Implants. Experience top-tier dental implants and comprehensive care tailored just for you. The Orioles facing elimination, trailing 1-0 to the Kansas City Royals in the Wild Card Series, but the old skipper before the game said he felt like the vibes were still high.
No, I think it's totally business as usual. Just kind of walking around the weight room a little bit in the clubhouse. I think guys are in great spirits and ready to get after it today.
What do you think the team has to do to get the bats going like they were last week?
Yeah, I think yesterday I think you have to give Kansas City their pitchers a ton of credit. I thought rewatching that game. I thought Reagan's was probably one of the best, if not one of the best starts we've seen. Gets us all year. Hopefully we can get some runs early. I think that's always kind of relaxes the nerves a little bit and get guys not depressed. And hopefully we can score some runs, and get a lead early.
Brandon, it's probably days like this where you rely on your leaders in the clubhouse to be like an extension of you in there. Who are those guys that you depend on to be the leaders of that group?
Well, I think we have a really good collective group of guys. Guys that have been here for a while, the 5 or 6 years that I've been here, as well as Mac's been in the big leagues for 10+ years. But guys like Santander and Seth, those are guys that have been through a lot of things and seen tough days, but also been a big part of a couple winning teams. And we got Eflin going today, who's got postseason experience and pitched in big games before, and kind of brings a calming. He doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too low. He's just really, really relaxed in the clubhouse and on the field, and so we're looking forward to watching him pitch.
I know a big part of your process is rewatching the games back when you have time to. What were you looking for in your at-bats, and was there anything that jumped out a second time other than Reagan's himself?
I thought he mixed speeds really well. I thought we had a tough time, especially with our right-handed hitters, with the fastball in. Westy got to one, and unfortunately hit it a long way that didn't get out, but he just didn't make many mistakes in the middle part of the plate. And these guys have done a really good job with their bullpen. Acquiring Ursig at the end, too. The guy we saw when he was with Oakland and shut us down there. But he matched up well, and I thought they're bringing up good stuff out of the bullpen. We just got to do a little bit better job of forcing the action, putting the ball in play, using the whole field.
Brandon, how aggressive will you be managing the pitching staff today, knowing that there's a potential game tomorrow, but you got to get there first?
Yeah, we got to win today. So everybody's available except for Burns, and we're gonna do everything we can to try to win.
When you guys have hit offensive lulls, you've stressed all it takes is one. Maybe a couple weeks ago, that was Santander's home run. How does that challenge change? How big is that challenge when you're suddenly faced with an elimination game just a few hours after an offensive game like that?
I thought that was just a great pitch game from both sides. They beat us with a 2-out single through the 6-hole. We had a tough time scoring runs. We had a couple opportunities. It's a 1-0 game. 2 really, really good starters on the mound. We had a tough time offensively, so did they. They beat us 1-0. Just a turn-the-page day. Day 2, feel good about Eflin on the mound. We saw Lugo in Kansas City. We know he's got the 12 pitches. We know what kind of year he's had and how good he is. And we just got to scrap, and we got to battle and put the ball in play, and hopefully we can get some momentum going.
That was Orioles manager Brandon Hyde. We're getting closer to first pitch, and we'll have a special national anthem performance before Game 2 as well. It's all coming up on the Orioles Radio Network.
How does Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield deliver on our promise? With partnerships. Care First is a proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. Together, we help strengthen Southwest Baltimore through our support of the Food Project, which provides healthy food, job opportunities, and youth mentorship for our community. We know that in order to create healthier communities, we can't do it alone. Care First. It's not just our name, it's our promise. Learn more at carefirst.com/ourpromise.
Oh, terrible call. What? It was right down the middle.
Don't listen to him. He thinks everything's a bad call.
Not true. I made a great call this morning, and I'm going to make another great call after the game. What? Yep. I went to Royal Farms today for my coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And after the game, I'm going to go back and score some world-famous chicken.
Of course he is.
Going to Rofo before or after the game is always a great call. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. We got your down at the beach wows, your top of the mountain wows, your show-stopping wows, your cork-popping wows. New Jersey, it's one wow after another after another. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is a wonderful blend of rural splendor and urban style with many rich cultures from the Amish to the arts. It's just a short drive to our wide open countryside, so come make some great memories. Lancaster features a hip downtown, wonderful family attractions, a varied culinary and drink scene, numerous recreational activities, walkable small towns, great shopping, and loads of lodging options. So start planning your Lancaster road trip today at discoverlancaster.com.
WBAL News Radio 1090, FM 101.5, and the WBAL app. Coming up, we break down today's starting pitching matchup on the Orioles Radio Network.
Back to Baltimore, where we're getting ready for Game 2 between the Orioles and the Royals. The place will be going crazy soon. After a 1-0 Kansas City win yesterday, O's fans hoping to cheer their first run of the postseason today. We'll get into the starting pitching matchup soon between Seth Lugo and Zach Eflin. But now to our PA announcer, Adrian Robertson.
Today we welcome the Baltimore County Fire Department Honor Guard, who will present the colors for today's game. We ask that you please remain standing as we welcome the Daisy understudy from The Great Gatsby on Broadway, Kayla Pecchioni Barkel, who will now honor our nation with her rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
After the Orioles clinched a postseason berth, Colton Cowser said he had seen The Great Gatsby the day before and said the third understudy, who was Daisy, was wonderful. That understudy, Kayla Pecchioni, just delivered a stunning performance of the national anthem. And that's one heck of a way to set the stage for today's Game 2. Orioles and Royals will have more and preview this great starting pitching matchup when we return to Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hey there, furniture fans. Are you tired of sitting in the dugout with that old beat-up chair? It's time to step up to the plate and score big with PVI Office Furniture in Frederick, Maryland. PVI is open on Saturdays. Swing by their showroom on Monroe Avenue in Frederick and experience the grand slam of furniture shopping. Don't miss out on the Saturday special. Mention this and receive an additional 15% off a purchase of $100 or more. Visit PVI.com today. That's PVI.com. Remember, business grows with PVI.
How does Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield deliver on our promise? With partnerships. Care First is a proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. Together, we help strengthen Southwest Baltimore through our support of the Food Project, which provides healthy food, job opportunities, and youth mentorship for our community. We know that in order to create healthier communities, we can't do it alone. Care First. It's not just our name, it's our promise. Learn more at carefirst.com/ourpromise.
98 Rock has teamed up again with Union Craft Brewing for the perfect tailgate beer. Crack open our new Thirst Down at home, your watch party, and anywhere else you might flock around.
Check out the 3 different can designs, one with Justin Scott and Spiegel, one with me, Amelia, and one with Kirk and Marianne.
Take a picture of yourself enjoying our beer and post about it using the hashtag #ThirstDown.
If your favorite store or bar isn't carrying Thirst Down, tell them to start.
Find out where you can get Thirst Down beer with our beer locator at 98online.com/beer.
Hey, it's Brian Eamon. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen between 7 and 7:30 for a chance to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. See for Brian Eamon tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 10 on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Listen to TJ Smith weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a chance to win a limited edition WBAL Amazon Alexa Echo Pop speaker. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Hi, I'm Adley Rutschman.
And I'm Cal Ripken.
We've stepped up to the plate along with Maryland Department of Transportation to help keep roadside workers safe.
Every day, they face risks to keep our roads running smoothly.
And they're relying on us to make sure that they make it home.
Help us protect those who get Maryland where it needs to go.
Slow down.
Move over.
Be the driver who saves lives.
The Murray Group at UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a proud broadcast sponsor. Whether you are a business owner starting out or looking to exit, a corporate executive, an entrepreneur, or just starting to consider retirement and want to see if we are an appropriate team to help you achieve your financial goals, please give us a call at 410-771-3272. That's 410-771-3272. Or visit our website at advisors.ubs.com/Murray Group. For our client relationship summary disclosures, please visit ubs.com/relationship summary. Member FINRA SIPC.
The Orioles Radio Network is on the air.
Today's game is brought to you by Ground Loop Heating and Air Conditioning,
Affordable Dentures and Implants,
Maryland Energy Administration,
Baltimore Area Toyota Dealers,
Hydro Clean Home Cleaning Services,
PVI Office Furniture,
Lee Tessier Real Estate,
Johns Hopkins Medicine,
Jones Junction,
Baltimore Area Honda Dealers,
Jiffy Lube,
Catholic Charities,
The Murray Group,
Express Care Urgent Care Centers.
The 3-1 pitch blasted to left field. Way back towards the gap, and that is out of here. James McCann.
MedStar Health,
PNC Bank,
Royal Farms,
Uncle Charlie's Sausage,
Maryland Lottery.
A bright idea.
Picked up by Kalser, rounding third and coming home Snyder. Throw comes to the plate. Adley goes for the tag. He tagged him out. Colton Kalser.
This is the Orioles Radio Network.
And this is Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. Kevin Brown, Jeff Arnold, producer-engineer Reese Levin. The Orioles must win to keep their season alive and force a winner-take-all Game 3. It's time for today's starting pitchers. They are brought to you by Warnkin Injury Lawyers. 4-4-3 results. Warnkin win. For Kansas City, it'll be right-hander Seth Lugo. Made 33 starts in the regular season, an ERA of an even 3. 206 2/3 innings for Lugo. Struck out 181, walked 48. Second in the American League in innings, 6th in ERA. A full-time starter after being a swingman with the Mets. He's had a sensational year. Zach Eflin, pretty good himself. 28 starts between the Orioles and Rays. An ERA of 3.59, 165 1/3, walked just 24, and struck out 139 in 9 Orioles starts. Eflin at an earned run average of 260. He will make his postseason debut for Baltimore. Eflin Lugo, the matchup. The umpires today: Malachi Moore is in left field, Ryan Addington in right, Nick Lentz at first, crew chief Bill Miller at second. David Rackley, beg your pardon, is at third, and Ben May calling balls and strikes, cleaning home plate. It is Ben May. Remember to call Hydro Clean for carpet and rug, tile, air duct cleaning, 24-hour restoration services. Anything you can think of, it's not clean until it's Hydro Clean. So the Royals and the Orioles and the rally towels are being waved high once more. The orange rally towels. Steve Pearce threw out the first pitch today. He's disappearing down the tunnel, giving high fives. Pretty simple formula for this one, Jeff. Win, we'll see you tomorrow. Lose, the Orioles will see you in February.
Well, you know what, Kevin? I think what it'll come down to is, can you get a run maybe in the first 3 innings? I mean, you want to loosen up a little bit. And when you come into these type of games anyways, you play a little bit tight. So I think if you can get that offense started against Seth Lugo, who, remember, the Orioles had success against earlier this year in Kansas City, that will be big. The Orioles, they get Ryan O'Hearn in the lineup today. It's a pretty good number of lefties, 6 lefty or switch hitters in that lineup overall, because Lugo is really tough against right-handers. In fact, the last 5 games he's pitched, he has not given up an extra base hit to a right-handed batter. So they'll have their work cut out for them, but it is the first time Lugo has started a game in the postseason.
Yeah, 3 relief appearances with the Mets 2 years ago against San Diego. Faced 836 batters, nearly 207 innings, signed a 3-year deal with Kansas City. And behind him, Zach Eflin. The Orioles traded for Eflin at the deadline because of all their pitcher injuries. They needed Zach Eflin to perform, especially after shutting Grayson Rodriguez down. And though Zach's not coming off of a great start, 5 walks allowed, a career high, his other 8 starts for the Orioles have been superb.
And I think you also remember that the last start against the Yankees, where he had the career high in walks, you're trying to be careful when you're pitching to Soto and Judge, and maybe that had some kind of impact on Eflin and threw him off a little bit. The Yankees offense and the Royals offense, they are nothing alike. So if Eflin can get weak contact like he's been able to do so often, then hopefully he can pitch deep into the game. And, you know, if there are any troubles, the only guy who's not available is Corbin Burns.
That's what we heard from Brendan Hyde earlier. Dean Kramer, Cade Povich, everybody is in the bullpen today. The Orioles have to win to survive. We said it yesterday. Since this format began with the third wild card in 2022, there have been 8 series. The Game 1 winner has won the series 8 times. What point will the fever break? Hopefully the next couple of days here in Baltimore, where we'll have first pitch momentarily. O's and Royals getting set for Game 2. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
Who are we?
We're the electricians who lit up Camden Yards.
We wired M&T Bank Stadium.
We power the National Aquarium.
We're IBEW Local 24.
The IBEW.
That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
We represent electrical workers from Frederick to Baltimore.
All the way to Ocean City.
We power the Fort McHenry Tunnel.
The Harbor Tunnel.
And the Bay Bridge.
We're IBEW Local 24.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, together, we power Maryland.
More at IBEWLocal24.org.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Civic Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hi, this is Tori Snell. Be sure to catch my show weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on WBAL Radio.
Back to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. We are live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. Kevin Brown and Jeff Arnold on the call as the Orioles look to extend their 2024 season. And Game 2 of this wild card series, they must win to force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow. Today's starting lineups are brought to you by PVI Office Furniture. Make PVI Office Furniture your starting lineup for office furniture. Go to PVI.com. The Orioles taking the field, and they'll face this Kansas City team managed by Matt Quatrero in his second year. Michael Massey leads off at second base. Bobby Witt Jr., the shortstop, at second. Vinny Pasquantino DHing and hitting third, followed by catcher Salvador Perez. Batting fifth at first is Yuli Gurriel. The left fielder MJ Melendez hits sixth. Hunter Renfroe, the one new Royal in the starting 9, will play right field and bat seventh, followed by Kyle Isbell in center and Michael Garcia at third. Those 9 will face 30-year-old right-hander Zach Eflin. Orioles 91-71. The manager in his 6th year, Brandon Hyde. And for the O's at shortstop, Gunnar Henderson leading off, followed by second baseman Jordan Westberg. Anthony Santander bats third in right field. Colton Cowser in the cleanup spot is in left. The catcher Adley Rutschman bats fifth. Ryan O'Hearn moved into the lineup today, will DH and hit sixth. Ryan Mountcastle plays first base, bats 7th. Cedric Mullins, who had 2 hits yesterday, is in center field batting 8th. And the number 9 hitter, the third baseman, Ramon Urias. Those 9 will face 34-year-old right-hander Seth Lugo. Today's first inning is brought to you by the Baltimore area Jiffy Lube dealers. Get a quick oil change, brake and tire services, even tune-ups. Vehicle maintenance, that's a job for Jiffy. Well, to the sounds of Hearts Crazy on You, it is Zach Eflin, 6'6", 220, atop the mound on the first base side, with the Orioles switching to the black tops today. Orange names and numbers on the back. Script Orioles in orange across the front with white pants, black caps with the orange bill. Kansas City still in the road grays, gray tops, gray pants, blue piping down the sides. Kansas City in royal blue across the front, and blue names and numbers on the back. Eflin with that script O apostrophe S kicks some dirt out from his cleats behind the mound next to the cleat cleaner. Now brushes some dirt off the center of the rubber. Standing off into the first base side as Michael Massey steps into the left-handed batter's box. And away we go in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series with a first pitch. Strike with a high cutter. As Corbin Burns began his outing, Zach Eflin does with a cutter for a strike. 0-1 to the second baseman. Massey is hit high in the air, down the line and right, and yanked well out of play for strike 2. Time and temperature 438, 69 degrees. Today's time and temperature is brought to you by the Maryland Energy Administration. Say, did you see the Maryland Energy Administration is working to deliver better energy for Maryland? 0-2 ground and foul. You can learn more at energy.maryland.gov. Massey followed by Witt and Pasquantino for Kansas City. Michael Massey, a .259 hitter with a .294 on base. Good power though, 0-2. And that's low with an 88-mile-per-hour sinker from Zach Eflin. That velocity's a little bit down the first few pitches. He's usually around 92 with a sinker, unless it's a hard geared-up changeup. I suppose we'll find that out pretty soon. Kick of the 1-2. And a breaking ball is just off the corner of the curve at 81. So 2-2 for Massey, who was 1 for 4 with a bloop single to lead off yesterday's game, then grounded out to second twice and popped out to second once. Infield plays into pull, outfield slightly to the left. The kick in the 2-2 and a ground ball to pull down the right field line, and it's past the diving Mountcastle off the sidewall of the corner. Massey darts for second, and today he begins the game with a double. No extra base hits for Kansas City in the opener in 31 plate appearances. All 5 of their hits were singles. Today it's a double to start for Michael Massey.
I mean, it came down to yesterday. You get the right guy on base. He steals a bag. You advance the runner to third. Bobby Witt gets the one hit for you at the right time. And so for Zach Eflin, he's going to pitch with a runner at second base, and you're right back to Witt with another RBI chance.
And Kansas City needed just the one RBI chance to win it behind great pitching yesterday. And here is Witt, right-handed batter. First pitch swinging a soft ground ball to second. It's Westberg to scoop it up and throw out Witt. Massey takes third on the game's first out. So a productive ground out for Bobby Witt Jr. Any out you'll take against Bobby Witt Jr. 332 batting average, 977 on base plus slugging. He will certainly be the runner-up for MVP in the American League and probably be the unanimous second-place finisher on every ballot behind Aaron Judge. So the infield's drawn in for left-hand hitting Vinny Pasquantino. First pitch is pop foul. Eflin, as Oriole pitchers did routinely yesterday, goes in on the hands of Pasquantino because it is the hand, specifically the thumb, that is the issue for Vinny. Broke his right thumb August 29th, and here he is just over a month later. Eflin, a high leg kick in the 0-1 pitch, grounded through the right side. A base hit for Pasquantino, and it's 3 batters, 1 run for Kansas City. The Royals get the scoring started a lot earlier today. Vinny Pasquantino off the injured list with an RBI single, and it's 1-0 Kansas City.
Now Pasquantino, the third best hitter in the major leagues with runners in scoring position, and the Royals without him really struggled in the month of September in spots like these. But Kansas City, number 1 in baseball with men in scoring position, and number 1 in baseball, runner at third base in less than 2 outs.
Salvador Perez now, big right-handed stick, swings and grounds at foul third base side. Pasquantino drove in 97 in 131 games, had a 760 OPS, and when he was injured, he was 4th in the majors with those 97 RBIs. 0-1 for Salvi, fouled straight back 0-2. Had 56 RBIs out of his 97 with a runner in scoring position in less than 2 outs, which was by far at the time the most in MLB. So it's an appropriate start for Pasquantino today. He's aboard for the free swinging, powerful Perez. The 0-2 on the way, and a breaking ball swung on and missed. Perez, as he so often does, chases a slider, or in this case a sweeper, down and out of the zone. Eflin has his first K and his second out. Salvador Perez was 1 for 4, hitting it hard yesterday. He strikes out for the second time in the series, and now Yuli Gurriel. The top 4, by far the most dangerous part of the Kansas City lineup. And the 40-year-old Gurriel now stands in, holding a tan bat well above his head as he takes a breaking ball down and away. Gurriel is here for some experience, for the vibes, and to get on base, which he did at a .338 clip, but only 3 extra base hits, all doubles in 18 games. 1-0. There's a strike with a breaking ball to the outside corner. It's called by Ben May. It would be Vinny Pasquantino at first, but he is not cleared to play the field yet because of the thumb injury. So Gurriel, acquired August 31st from the Braves AAA team in Gwinnett, is back in the lineup and in the field. 1-1. Way inside. Backup cutter, ball 2. Royals did have some Salvador Perez playing first during the season as well. Freddie Fermin is an excellent backup catcher, but they've chosen to go with Gurriel now in his 88th postseason game. He was 1 for 3 with a base hit, a strikeout, and a double play last night. 1-0 Kansas City in the first. Pasquantino a small lead at first, and the 2-out pitch is a strike, 2-2. Just to fix the cutter to the outside corner. And the Oriole fans will rise, hoping to steer Zach Eflin to an inning strikeout. His 17th pitch of the first. The kick and the delivery, and it is a little low, the sinker, 93. So that'll give Pasquantino a head start on 3-2. Yuli Gurriel in his 8th consecutive postseason, World Series winner a couple of times with Houston. Last year, Miami. Pasquantino runs. The 3-2 is line foul down the right side. We'll try it again. Vinny wearing that enormous sliding mitt on his right hand, protecting the broken right thumb, which still looks pretty gnarly. Mountcastle plays behind him at first. Mullins shaded to the right of center for Gurriel, a big opposite field hitter. The 3-2 is pulled into the shortstop hole. Henderson a backhand, sets, throws a one-hopper, and a fine pick by Mountcastle, reaching to his right to preserve the third out and save the inning. Matt Quatrero's going to give it a look, see if the Royals want a challenge. But it appears Mountcastle's foot was on the base, and we play on. Kansas City strikes first. We'll see what the Orioles can do against Seth Lugo, down 1-0 after a half inning on the Orioles radio network.
Hey there, furniture fans. Are you tired of sitting in the dugout with that old beat-up chair? It's time to step up to the plate and score big with PVI Office Furniture in Frederick, Maryland. PVI is open on Saturdays. Swing by their showroom on Monroe Avenue in Frederick and experience the grand slam of furniture shopping. Don't miss out on the Saturday special. Mention this and receive an additional 15% off a purchase of $100 or more. Visit PVI.com today. That's PVI.com. Remember, business grows with PVI.
Planning a move? Call Von Paris Moving and Storage, the official mover of the Orioles. Whether it's a move across the street or around the world, or an office or a commercial move, you can trust the Von Paris team to get things done safely, on time, and on budget. Von Paris has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and was the recipient of the BBB's Pillars of Trust Award for Marketplace Trust. Von Paris, since 1892, always going the extra mile for you. Contact Von Paris at vonparis.com.
It's Justin for my friends at Jones Junction, the Triple Crown of car dealerships, voted best in Baltimore by the Baltimore Sun readers, Baltimore Magazine readers, and the best in Harford County. They have a huge selection of vehicles, and they pay $500 more than CarMax for your trade. They have 1 million likes and reviews, and Jones is only 15 minutes from the White Marsh Mall. Don't forget about Jones for a lifetime. That's free oil changes, free car washes, and an engine guaranteed for a lifetime. Get a Jones tag frame like mine online at jonesjunction.com.
Orioles baseball is here on WBAL News Radio.
Back here live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. It's Kansas City 1. The Orioles coming to bat against 6'4", 225-pound right-hander Seth Lugo. He wears a blue 67 on the back of his jersey. His fourth postseason appearance, his first postseason start for Lugo, who in 33 regular season starts and the second most innings in baseball, 206 2/3, and an ERA of 3.00. Lugo will throw you, well, name a pitch. He hasn't. Baseball Savant says there are 9. Lugo says there are more like 12. All kinds of shapes and breaking balls in the overhead wind here, the deliberate delivery. First pitch to Gunnar Henderson, slugged to left center and deep, but playable for Kyle Isbell, the center fielder in front of the warning track in left center. He puts away Henderson. That was a four-seam fastball at 94. You'll also see, in order of frequency on the year, sinker, curveball, slurve, slider, cutter, changeup, sweeper, and splitter. I think I got them all.
Well, he's also working on a puffball, it sounds like, right now. Maybe that'll go to the arsenal in 2025.
Right on right with Jordan Westberg. Lugo fires a fastball down and away for ball one. It is one of the great success stories in baseball. This is a young man, not as young anymore, who was the 1,032nd pick in the draft as he fires in a strike with a cutter. 34th round in 2011. The draft is now at 20. Lugo had a nice career with the Mets and has had a brilliant year with KC. Is 1-1. Way inside Westberg. And to lean forward there. Nearly got hit in the knee. And it's 2-1 for Jordan. Orioles 25-year-old second baseman. 1 for 4 yesterday. Regular season, 264, 792 OPS, 18 homers and 107 as he takes just off the plate with a slider for ball 3. Anthony Santander to follow for the O's, who are 4th in baseball in the regular season, a shade under 5 runs a game. Second in home runs at 235. Overhead wind, the 3-1 from Lugo. And a swing and a miss. Fastball up and in, and this time Westberg staggers across the plate. Seth Lugo really messes with timing. He'll bring the black glove over the head, bring it to the belt, and pause. Over the head now. To the belt, the pause, the kick, the pitch, and he drilled up and in. And Westberg shakes the left hand. Now, hang on a second. Lugo picks up the ball and tags him out, wondering if it hit the knob. But it sure seems like it hit the hand, and that is the last place in the world you wanted Jordan Westberg to get hit. Brian Ebel is out to accompany Westberg to first, and this Camden Yards crowd is full-throated right now in its ire for Seth Lugo, because that ball got Westberg on the left wrist just over 2 months since Jordan suffered a fractured right hand, and Jordan right now is being looked at by Brian Ebel and Brandon Hyde behind first base. My gosh.
I mean, if the sound of it is any indicator, that clearly hit him on the hand first. Maybe it got the knob of the bat afterwards, but, you know, this is the danger of baseball in this day and age where, you know, pitchers throw more pitches than they ever have. And I'm not saying that Lugo's a wild guy. It was one that just slipped. But standing in the batter's box is probably as uncomfortable as it's ever been when you realize it's a lot of different shapes, and one of them might be coming right at your hand.
Well, Jordan had returned 10 days ago from missing 46 games with a right hand fracture. It's the left hand this time. He looks at it, Lugo, and shakes his head in disbelief. And he is going to stay in the game and run it first with one out. The 10th hit batter of the year by Lugo. First one to Anthony Santander is sizzled into the top of the netting for strike one. Jordan admitted yesterday he is still not playing at 100%. Said he's really getting through on adrenaline here. Missed about 2 months with a hand fracture. Santander, it takes time before an 0-1. And hopefully Westberg is able to manage this pain and get through this game, because when he was hit in the right hand the end of July, Jordan stayed in the game for Jackson Holloway's grand slam, ran the bases, and then left the game. Santander, third most home runs in the majors, but he's been a little bit tough down the stretch. 0 for 4 yesterday, strikeout, and a big ground out with 2 on in the 8th. He takes a changeup low. It was a regular season. Remember, though, 44 homers, hit .235, but slugged .506, 58 walks, retired for second on the team. Hopefully not his final game in an Oriole uniform. 1-1 is inside. And I think the pregame roar was a little bit extra amped, knowing that this is Anthony's walk year. And Oriole fans do not want to see this guy go. He doesn't want to go. He's said it before. He loves being here, and he hopes he can be here for a lot longer. 2-1 pitch. Strike call with a high changeup from Lugo. 90-mile-per-hour changeup, and it's 2-2. Seth Lugo throws 6 pitches that can be around 87 to 92. It's a real guessing game. 2-2. Struck him out swinging 95 there. Amped up the fastball on the top of the zone. And there's the second out of the inning.
And that's why it's hard for somebody like Santander with the way he tries to hit. Is maybe he lets a pitch go right down the middle, but it's because he's sitting on something else. He really can't sit on anything that Lugo has because, as you said, it's probably closer to 12 pitches, and Lugo calls them himself.
Calling his own game with a pitch calm as he'll throw to Colt Kauser with a strike right down the middle at 95. Unsurprisingly, in the postseason, a little extra velocity for Seth Lugo, whose regular season average was a tick over 92. 24 home runs for Kauser in the regular year. The pitch to him is fouled back over the netting. Colton, in his first full big league season, played in 153, walked 52 times, 242, 768 OPS. Certainly a Rookie of the Year candidate, if not the front runner. He was 1 for 4 yesterday in his playoff debut. Westberg leads from first, 2 down, 1-0 Kansas City. And the 0-2 breaking ball is outside. Framed by Perez, but not enough to fool Ben May. 8 strikes, 7 balls in his first inning for Lugo. Off the first base side of the rubber. He'll spin and throw to first. Westberg dives in with a right hand. The first disengagement from Seth Lugo. April 21st, the Orioles hit him for 9 hits, 4 earned and 5 1/3, and Kauser hit one of 2 home runs, and it was a huge home run. Pitch. He strikes out here on a changeup away. Kauser continues to be attacked with changeups, and Seth Lugo and the Royals continue to shut out the Orioles. They've now scored in 10 innings in the series, and they trail 1-0 into the second on the Orioles radio network.
Hiya, bird watchers. This team, what might? The energy at the yard is incredible, and you fans, what a wonderful sight. A reminder as you're driving about, be safe. Yes, be safe. Obeying speed limits posted all along your route. More at transportation.baltimorecity.gov.
Hi, this is C4. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen, between 7 and 7:30 a.m. for a chance to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. C4 and Brian Neiman tomorrow, 5:30 to 10 a.m. on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5. 101.5.
It's time for you to smile again. If you're in need of dental assistance, there's no one I could recommend more than Dr. Dimitri Nova in Owings Mills. He's the best, and I know this firsthand because he did my implant, and I couldn't be happier about it. Dr. Nova made sure I was always comfortable through the entire process. He explained every step of the way. The technology that he uses is mind-blowing. It creates a map of your mouth that has more detail than you thought could be possible. Call him today and get a free implant consultation and 3D imaging. 443-870-5814 or drnovadental.com.
Hi, this is attorney Erin Snyder. If you have been involved in an auto accident and need a lawyer, look no further than the talented lawyers at my law firm, Cohen, Snyder, Eisenberg, and Katzenberg, the people's choice. Our attorneys have more than 40 years of experience helping injured people across the state receive compensation after an injury in an auto accident. No one should ever fight an insurance company alone. Call 410-752-1880 for a free consultation or visit us at COSEKLAW.com.
Listen to the C4 and Brian Neiman Show right here at WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Time to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles radio network.
WBAL, WIYY HD2 Baltimore. This is WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Live for the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. This is Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. Kansas City with a 1-0 lead as we begin the second inning. Kevin Brown, Jeff Arnold, producer-engineer Reese Levin. Second inning brought to you by Allied Remodeling, home of the $39.99 whole home roof replacement. Visit AlliedRemodeling.com today. Left-handed batter MJ Melendez against right-handed pitcher Zach Eflin, whose pitch is a called strike somewhere around the outside corner. 19 pitch, 13 strike first inning for Eflin. Allowed 2 hits, a run, got a strikeout, 2 outs on the ground. Melendez wide open stance. The upright lefty takes away. MJ Melendez just a .206 hitter, 35 walks, 17 homers in 135 games. Former minor league baseball home run leader. Melendez will swing and put the ball foul at the plate, 1-2. 3 years ago, he had 41 in the minors. He's a second rounder in 2017, and he has immense power. When he hits it about as far as anybody in the majors, but Melendez is 0 for his last 16, had a dreadful September. Eflin steps toward first, kicks and deals, and misses up and away, 2-2. Kansas City only 170 home runs, beg your pardon, tied for 20th in the majors. 12th in slugging as a team, the 2-2. And a foul tip, strike 3. Cutter away. That has been the pitch of choice as an Oriole for Zach Eflin. For every strikeout thrown by an Orioles pitcher this season, Autumn Lake Healthcare makes a donation to the Alzheimer's Association. Autumn Lake Healthcare, senior care and rehab for life's curveballs. 2 Ks for Eflin today. And now right-handed right fielder Hunter Renfroe. First pitch on the way. And it's a strike with a cutter. Renfroe did not play yesterday. 229, 297 on base, and 15 homers in 120 games. 0-1. Breaking ball to the dirt. Snapped a streak of 6 straight full seasons with 20 homers. But he was on the injury list a couple of times. Hunter Renfroe came back from a hamstring injury last month. 32-year-old Renfroe ready for a 1-1, and it is way outside. The word grizzled could describe Hunter Renfroe accurately. Not quite a full beard. Giant eye black under his eyes. Mustache. All kinds of speckly facial hair. Swings and misses at a 2-1 looping sweeper. But another one of these veterans that added to the profile of the Royals for free agents. Raised the floor of this team. Eflin's 2-2. Breaking ball popped up foul, headed back into the seats.
We was talked about yesterday how when the Royals, being a small market team, what you have to do is you have to hit on your draft picks. You need to develop them well, and then hopefully you do that, and then you go out and acquire pieces who are veterans such as Renfroe to help you get over the top.
2-2 pitch, weakly hit off the end of the bat, foul first base side, landing few baseball lengths from the postseason logo.
And the Royals have been very good at doing that. And when a number of Royals, including Salvador Perez, asked the question to J.J. Picola, their general manager last year, Perez in particular, how long is this going to take? Because somebody like him is nearing the end. And he says, I think we should get back to the playoffs pretty soon. Little did they know it'd be the next year.
30-win improvement. 2-2 pitch down and away. From 56 and 106 to 86 and 76. They're the third team in Major League history to go from 100 losses to the playoffs the next year. Minnesota in 2017. And then Miami in 2020, which was the short 60-game season. So put an asterisk on that. 3-2 for Renfroe. The 8th pitch coming right on right. It's high and outside with a sweeper. So Renfroe is on. A rare Zach Eflin walk, the first of the game, and Kansas City has a one-out base runner, leading 1-0 in the second. They spent a franchise record $109.5 million on 8 free agents this offseason at Kansas City. One of them pitching today, and Lugo. Michael Wacha would throw tomorrow. Renfroe, Adam Frazier, Chris Stratton, Will Smith, among others. Here's Isbell. Left-handed batter Kyle Isbell takes a curveball way outside. And then the big move was they signed Bobby Witt Jr. to an 11-year contract extension that could reach as many as 14. So they proved they were serious about winning. John Sherman, the CEO chairman, gets a lot of credit for that. Now they're a win away from the ALDS. 1-0 pitch. Isbell waits back on a breaking ball strike. Hard to believe it. Kansas City has only been in the postseason 3 times in the last 37 years. And the other 2, World Series in 14, World Series winners in 15. Eflin's 1-1. Isbell hits a one-hopper to short. Henderson backhand sprints to second. He can only get an out there because Westberg was swung over in the first base hole. So 6 unassisted on the fielder's choice. Isbell replaces Renfroe at first, and there are 2 out. And Michael Garcia, the speedy number 9 hitter, will bat. 1-0 Kansas City, top 2. Isbell a better runner than Renfroe, 11 for 13 as a base stealer. Hands on knees, not going, as Garcia takes a little high with a cutter. Scored the only run yesterday. Walked in the 6th, stole second, went to third on a Michael Massey groundout, and came home on a Bobby Witt ground ball single. Also singled and stole a base in the 9th. So 2 steals for Garcia. The 1-0. Strike with a cutter. Garcia did not have a great second half on the year. 231, 281 on base. Only 7 homers in 157 games. He was their leadoff hitter until the All-Star break, kind of cratered, but when he gets on base, he is a demon. As the Orioles found out yesterday, as Eflin swings a little soft toss over to first. One of baseball's best base runners, a good defensive third baseman, a hard hitter. Rutschman crouched, ready for a 1-1. Eflin deals. Isbell runs. A ground ball stroke to short. Henderson's play is at first. He makes it there, and the inning is over. Eflin works around a one-out walk, and we're halfway through the second inning in Baltimore. Kansas City 1, the Orioles nothing. This is Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
Berenberg Eye Associates presents the revolutionary light adjustable lens from RX Sight, the only lens customizable after cataract surgery, virtually eliminating the need for glasses or contacts. Traditional cataract surgery leaves your vision outcome fixed, but with the new light adjustable lens, you can test drive your vision and fine-tune it through non-invasive light adjustments performed in the office. Visit Berenberg Eye Associates today at berenbergeye.com. Light adjustable lens, your vision perfectly customized. Berenberg Eye Associates, vision for life. life. Is your home's air conditioner having a losing season? Do something different. A water furnace geothermal system uses the free heat energy in your own backyard to comfortably and efficiently heat and cool your home. And hot water. Ground Loop Heating and Air is your local water furnace expert. They can show you how to receive 80, 90, even 100% of your installation cost back in incentives with a 30% federal tax credit and renewable energy credits now for geothermal. Call or click Ground Loop Heating and Air today at groundloop.com. That's groundloop.com, and let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home.
It's Kirk and Marianne's Haunted Homes and Gardens.
We're looking for the biggest, scariest home Halloween display. And if it's you, you get a 4-pack of tickets to 2 of the scariest.
Your Halloween decorations, upload a video of your stuff. 98online.com/haunted. You okay?
Yes, stubbed my toe.
I'm Tony Thornton. Get traffic updates with me weekday mornings with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
Birdland, Be the Noise. And back the boys this week. Great ticket options are still available for Game 3. Don't miss out. Get your tickets for an unforgettable postseason experience. Act fast and purchase your tickets before they're gone at Orioles.com/postseason.
That's Jeff Arnold. I'm Kevin Brown. We are live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. Hoping to see the Orioles get a postseason run. They're 0 for 10 innings so far. A 1-0 loss yesterday and a 1-0 deficit today. Adley Rutschman catching and leading off this bottom of the second against Seth Lugo. Ryan O'Hearn and Ryan Mountcastle will follow. Orioles' third 1-0 postseason loss in history yesterday as Rutschman stands in and takes a four-seamer off the plate. Game 6 of the 1997 ALCS against Cleveland. Game 3 of the 74 ALCS against Oakland. Orioles fell to 16-8 in Game 1s of the postseason. The wind of the 1-0 from Lugo. And that's up and away to Adley for ball 2. Dare I say, it's getting a little bit, what's the word, lighter out? Right on left, the 2-0 is a strike. It's been cloudy and hazy and dreary and drizzly for the last 2 days. It's not sunny yet. The skies are still gray, but if you look up and to our right, there is a break in the clouds. There is some light blue, maybe an omen. 2-1 pitch. Rutschman drops to an A and grounds a breaking ball out of play first base side. The gloomy weather and the gloomy offense have become strange bedfellows here to start this series. Maybe with the sunshine, the Orioles offense will finally firmly break through. When is that one big hit going to start it? 2-2 for Rutschman. Switch hitter batting left. Lugo off the first base side delivers, and there's a fly ball hit high to deep center. Isbell is back. Isbell is at the edge of the warning track and makes a catch casually over his left shoulder. A 380-foot out number 1.
I mean, that's 2 right now. Rutschman hits 1. Henderson hits 1 off the bat. Sounds pretty good. But remember, because of the conditions you just described, this is not the kind of environment where the ball's going to carry all that much.
No, this is not July in Baltimore. This is not August where you get it in the air. It's got a shot. Ryan O'Hearn in from the left side. First pitch. O'Hearn takes high. Ryan had a pretty dialed-in pinch hit plate appearance yesterday, walking in the ninth on a 3-2 pitch from Lucas Erceg just inside the 1-0. And O'Hearn strokes a ground ball through the middle. There's a base hit. About a 9-hopper. Maybe that's just what the Orioles needed. The first hit of the game belongs to the former Kansas City man, Ryan O'Hearn. Well, O'Hearn ended the regular season so strongly, getting 382 in his last 11 games before the postseason. Home runs Friday and Saturday in Minnesota. 2 for 2 on Sunday. And he's reached base both times this series. Ryan Mountcastle now swings at a first pitch sweeper down and away for strike 1. Good scouting report pitch by Lugo there, as Mountcastle has had trouble with breaking balls down and away. 0-1. Right back at it with a sinker, a little down and in. Mountcastle in the 7th spot today, down 4th. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts last night. The The Orioles were 2 for 14. Runners on base, the 9 innings yesterday and the first today. And Mountcastle slices this one to right. Down the line in the corner, that ball will get foul and bang against the sidewall. A little bit shy of the 318 mark. Kansas City's got Melendez, Isbell, and Renfroe, their regular outfield left to right. Garcia's at third, Witt Jr. at short, Massey at second, Gurriel at first, Perez doing the catching. It's a regular starter at every position, but first with Vinny Pasquantino still unable to play the field due to the thumb injury. 1-2 for Mountie. Regular season, 13 homers, 30 doubles, 271 in 124 games. Not a lot of walks. 1-2. And he takes low with a changeup. A right-on-right change for Lugo, which is his 8th most thrown pitch of the 9 to righties. You just have no idea what's coming from this guy. Glances over the shoulder at first, straightens out, and the 2-2 is grounded foul third base side.
That pitch count device can only call so many, so what Lugo does is sometimes he will enter in multiple pitches to indicate the pitch he is actually going to throw.
Yeah, look at, for instance, the slider button 3 times for a certain pitch. We heard that from Michael Massey, who wears a pitch count device at second in his hat. O'Hearn leads the 2-2, and a swing and a miss. A breaking ball down and away. That's the slurve. Not the sweeper, not the curve, not the slider. No, it's the Seth Lugo slurve. It's his 3rd strikeout of the game and a second out and the second inning. Just exhausting to keep track of all the pitches he throws. That's his 2nd best pitch by run value, the slurve. 1 on, 2 out, 1-0 Royals in the second. Here's Cedric. He squares to bunt, third base side. That will trickle foul. Perez dropped his helmet. The ball nearly hit the helmet in foul territory, and it's a strike on Mullins.
It's a really good thought based on where Garcia was playing over at third base. If it just rolls a little bit farther to the right up the line, Mullins has got an easy infield single, but spun foul.
Well, now Cedric will probably swing the bat. That's not such a bad thing. He was 2 for 3 yesterday, a double off the right field wall and a line drive out to center, the only out he made. Celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday. 18 homers, 32 steals in the regular season, 147 games. 0-1. Breaking ball, fouled back. Mullins right on it, but a little late. It's 0-2. Brendan Hyde liked the at-bats to Cedric Mullins and Ramon Arias yesterday, as he has for much of the second half of the year. 2 of the Orioles' best hitters since the break, batting 8 and 9. O'Hearn off first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, or a foul tip anyway, on a fastball top of the zone at 96. So Seth Lugo, like Cole Reagans yesterday, dominating Oriole bats. He struck out 4 into scoreless. We'll go to the third. It's 1-0 Kansas City in Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Angela Also Brooks claims
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to.
But news reports say that's exactly what she did on 2 homes.
The campaign of Angela Also Brooks acknowledges she improperly claimed tax breaks she wasn't qualified to get.
The CNN review found Also Brooks improperly took advantage of tax breaks she did not qualify for, including one meant for low-income senior citizens.
Angela Also Brooks claimed a property in Maryland as a primary residence while noting on a different form that it was a source of rental income.
She used multiple methods, which she was not qualified for, to save thousands of dollars.
The tax breaks saved her at least $16,000 since 2005.
So when Also Brooks says,
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to,
ask yourself, how can we trust her on anything? Maryland Future paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.marylandfuture.org.
The Murray Group at UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a proud broadcast sponsor. Whether you are a business owner starting out or looking to exit, a corporate executive, an entrepreneur, or just starting to consider retirement and want to see if we are an appropriate team to help you achieve your financial goals, please give us a call at 410-771-3272. That's 410-771-3272. Or visit our website at advisors.ubs.com. ubs.com/Murray Group. For our client relationship summary disclosures, please visit ubs.com/relationship summary. Member FINRA SIPC.
I'm Valerie Preactor. Tomorrow morning, I'll recap today's game with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
Live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. This is Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. Kansas City 1, Baltimore nothing. The Orioles have to win to set up Game 3 tomorrow. If the Royals win, it's 2 and out for the O's. Michael Massey will lead off the third against Zach Eflin. And back in for the play-by-play, here's Jeff Arnold.
All right, Kevin. I'm Jeff Arnold making the call with Kevin Brown. If you need a lawyer, make the call to Miller Stern Lawyers at 410 Law Firm, your Baltimore area personal injury and medical malpractice legal experts. So 1-0 Kansas City leads, and the man who scored the only run, Michael Massey on left side, as Eflin delivers a strike on a cutter darting across the knees, 0-1. Bobby Witt Jr. bats second, then Vinny Pasquantino third. Here in this third inning for the Royals, the 0-1 pitch from Eflin, and it's fouled to the screen by Massey. No balls and 2 strikes. Orioles so far have managed just 1 hit against Seth Lugo and 2 base runners. One of them when Jordan Westberg, and you hated to see this, got hit in the left-hander wrist. 0-2 the count, the pitch. And Massey shoots it foul off the screen. Orioles today trying to snap a 9-game postseason losing streak, which dates all the way back to the 2014 ALCS, which was played against the Royals. The 0-2 in the dirt with a breaking ball as it's knocked down by Adley Rutschman. And there was we're talking about just the importance of sticking with an approach at the plate that at the end of the year was working very well. A good last 2 series in New York and Minnesota, but runs have been hard to come by so far. The 1-2 inside with a cutter, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes against Massey, 26-year-old, who's got a pair of hits in what are his first 2 postseason games. Now the kick, and Eflin's 2-2. And that is chopped on the ground to the hole at second. Going to his left, Westberg jogs towards first, flips that way, and Massey is gone to open up the third. And the third inning, it is brought to you by Johns Hopkins Brady Urological Institute, pioneering urological advances, diagnostics, and treatments to shape the future of urologic care. 1 out now for Bobby Witt Jr. This year led all the major leagues in hitting with his .332 batting average and drove in the only run that Kansas City had all of yesterday. Here's a pitch. Foul tip into the mid of Rutschman, 0-1. And just 24 years old, Kevin mentioned it, signed to a huge contract in the offseason, which will keep him in Kansas City potentially for the rest of his career. The 0-1. Here's a line shot through the left side, base hit. Witt collects his single, and now the Royals have a lot of speed on the base paths, with Witt being the fastest man in the game. And you send up Pasquantino, who had his first postseason hit in the first inning, and that drove in the lone run.
That was 109 off the bat of Bobby Witt Jr., who has this side of Shohei Ohtani, maybe the best collection of tools in baseball. Hard hitter, you mentioned the incredible speed, great glove, tremendous arm.
Here's a pitch. Pasquantino takes a touch low, 1-0.
His dad, Bobby Sr., was a 16-year big leaguer, and he was the 3rd overall pick. Bobby Jr. was the 2nd overall pick. It won't be a surprise if he plays 16 seasons, maybe even more.
This is crushed down the right field line and into the upper deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, I think for years to come, when it comes to American League shortstops, the guys that you're probably going to be talking about a lot, Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt Jr.
Amazingly, in the same draft class. Amazing that Gunnar lasted until the 2nd round, honestly.
1-1. There's a pop-up down the left field line. It'll tail foul into the seats. 1-2.
And that's going to be the franchise-altering draft for both teams. Adley and Gunnar for the Orioles, and then Bobby Witt Jr., who is as much the franchise for any one team in baseball as any player is the franchise to their team in baseball right now.
Check of the runner at first base. 1-0 Royals in the third. A spin and throw over that way to check on Witt, who dives back safely. I mean, the Royals are not an organization that gives out the type of contracts that they do to Bobby Witt Jr., but they felt like the type of contracts that they do to Bobby Witt Jr., but they felt like because he's a special player, because he's very humble, you hear that word about him a lot. Another throw over. There's disengagement number 2 with Witt getting back safely. And because of his vast assortment of tools, they feel like he's going to bring a couple of World Series with him at some point back to KC. Henderson shaded up the middle at short. Left side pulled around. The 1-2. And this is taken outside. A pitch that was not even close with a cutter tracing the chalk line of the right-handed batter's box. Salvador Perez, always dangerous, awaits on deck. Witt bouncing up and down, adds a step to his lead at first. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. A throw down to first base. Witt gets back, and there Eflin just went to the fastball, and it was off the plate, but Pasquantino went chasing. Second out here in the third inning. A 1-0 Royals lead. And now Zach Eflin will try and navigate around Perez, who he struck out on 3 pitches the last time he was up. That's the way the last 2 at-bats for Perez have gone. Right on right, the pitch. And he hits this one on a soft lob out to left. That'll get down for a single. Witt past second, heads to third base. And that one is dunked in there by Salvador Perez. Witt makes it first to third. And now for Zach Eflin, working with runners at the corners, and the guy with more postseason experience than anybody on either roster, Yuli Gurriel, stepping to the plate.
Very soft contact, cutter that jammed him. Zach Eflin's become more of a strikeout pitcher as an Oriole, but he is still very much a pitch-a-contact guy. This is very much a contact team. As Drew French, the pitching coach, is going to come out. Kansas City, the 3rd lowest strikeout rate in baseball. So this is how they can beat you, and how they often do. They're not a big home run team, as we mentioned. They're tied for 20th. They just put the ball in play, and I think it's interesting how the game has turned a little bit from nobody caring about strikeouts back in the Moneyball and post-Moneyball era. 4 of the best 5 teams in baseball in terms of lowest strikeout rate are in the postseason. That's 7 teams with the highest strikeout rate are not in the postseason. I know that's just one cherry-pick stat, but there is something to it. And I think you saw it with Houston, which had all these great teams and guys that got on base. They don't strike out. And the Astros, kind of the secret sauce. The Royals don't hit for the same kind of power, but they're just so tough to get out because they put bat to ball.
Now Gurriel gets on base a lot. He works here with first and third. 1-0 Royals in the third as Eflin fires. And it's a strike over the outside corner. 0-1. No, it's a great point. And I think it really was with Houston where it started, where before teams would try and hit the home runs, they'd be willing to strike out. And now there's more of an emphasis being put on making contact. And the way front offices do stuff nowadays, if you're going to go draft a player and there's a lot of swing and miss in their game, it's really hard to teach those contact skills.
It's a lot like what Kansas City did 9 years ago when they won the World Series.
0-1, Witt's at third, Perez at first. The pitch. Breaking ball. A touch off the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the reason why the Royals, their 26-man postseason roster includes 15 position players, which is very high, is it's to support the style of offense that they play. 1-1. That ball is sailed out to right center field. Charging on is Mullins, waving off Santander, makes the catch. Crossing in front of his big right fielder, Mullins hauls it in, and despite putting runners at first and third, Eflin gets out of it. Middle of the third inning here in Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series between the Orioles and Royals. KC 1 owes nothing on the Orioles Radio Network.
It's the 8th annual 98 Rock .05K. Thursday, October 17th. Join Justin, Scott, and Spiegel as they host the race at Union Craft Brewing. It's only $15 to register, which gets you a commemorative shirt, race bib, and a 98 Rock Thirst Down beer. Head to 98online.com/race to sign up and help us kick off the Baltimore Running Festival. Proceeds from the entry fee. Benefits the Baltimore City Firefighters, Local 734, Widows, and Orphans Fund. A race from the door to the bar with 98 Rock.
What do you want in a dentist? You want someone who's an expert, who knows what they're doing, has years of experience, has the best equipment possible, and who actually cares about you. And that's exactly what you get with Dr. Dimitri Nova, the implant specialist in Owings Mills, and my dentist. I can speak firsthand on how great he is as a person and a dentist. He'll make sure you're comfortable in the chair, minimize any pain, and will only fix what needs to be fixed. Call him today and get a free implant consultation and 3D imaging. 443-870-5814 or drnovadental.com.
Is your roof ready to protect your house this winter? Right now at Allied Remodeling, you can get a whole home roof replacement for just $39.99. That's right, just $3,999. And for over 25 years, all Allied's products are backed by a lifetime labor warranty. Allied also offers top quality windows, siding, and decks to transform your home's look and feel. Plus, Allied Remodeling does not take a dime until your job is finished. That's right, no deposit ever. Call 410-413-ROOF or visit AlliedRemodeling.com today to schedule your free estimate.
I'm meteorologist Ava Marie. Hear my forecast with C4 and Brian Neiman weekday mornings on WBAL News Radio.
Still looking for the first run in this wild card series. The Orioles have gone their first 11 innings without a run. They trail Kansas City 1-0 as we start the bottom of the third. Jeff Arnold, Kevin Brown, Ribeye Reese Levin, live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. As the Orioles, an offense that was trending up when the postseason started, but it has been tough sledding against a couple of tough pitchers. So far, the Orioles only 2 base runners so far. It'll be Ramon Urias to lead things off, and then Gunnar Henderson and Jordan Westberg in the Orioles' third inning. Right on right here with Lugo, the pitch. And Urias takes below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Urias slides down into the 9 hole today. He bat 7th yesterday and had his first postseason hit as the 1-0 off the inside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. A swing that I don't think he could duplicate. He doubled in the 5th, and he did so by throwing the bat at the ball and somehow put it in play. Lugo with a 2-0, and this is a strike on a heater over the inside corner, 2-1. And he was stranded on base. And for the Orioles yesterday, best chance came in the 5th, couldn't get anything done. Today, got to get something started as the 2-1 homeward. And that's a line drive out to left field. Going back, MJ Melendez still pedaling after it, reaching out, and he makes the catch. Slamming into the Lecom sign in left field. There is the latest robbery by a Royals defender. Ramon Urias rips it out to left. A ball that I'm sure would be gone at a number of ballparks, but MJ Melendez, not known for his defense, makes a great running play. So much ground to cover, and Melendez, with his left arm stretched out as he was nearing the wall, made the catch and then survived the collision with the fence. Up and away to Gunnar Henderson. 1 ball and no strikes. Yesterday, Jordan Westberg hit one that would have been a home run in 28 out of 30 ballparks. The 1-0 coming to Henderson. And that's ripped down the right field line. It's a foul ball. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike, but Orioles have had a little bad luck when they've been pitching, and a little bit of bad luck offensively as well.
And Melendez, who completely boxed the Urias double yesterday and the ball in front of him, go figure, makes the defensive play of the series so far. The worst defender on the best defensive team maybe in baseball.
1-1 pitch to Henderson is taken for a strike over the outside corner, 1-2. And as we suspected, Ribeye looked it up for us. The ball that Urias hit would have been a home run in 27 out of 30 big league parks. 1-2 against Gunnar, flying out to center his first time. Here comes a pitch. And a breaking ball is low. Barely low, a curveball which just missed the knees. So given another chance, it's 2-2. Westberg on deck. Lugo fires. And Henderson waves and misses for strike three. A changeup down and away. As there's out number 2 of the bottom of the third.
Currently, with postseason comes new bites at the yard. Grab your tickets and try out the new bites like the fried chicken BLT, s'more Sunday, drunken crab cake, and more. The all-new postseason menu items. Visit Orioles.com/eats.
It's Kevin Brown, Jeff Arnold with you. Jordan Westberg now in right on right as Lugo deals outside with a first pitch breaking ball. 1-0. He got hit by a pitch his first time up, drawing a lot of boos and a lot of anger from this Orioles crowd that did not love losing Westberg for 2 months earlier in the year. The 1-0. Breaking ball is in for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kind of the heartbeat of the Orioles offense. Jordan Westberg just brings something a little bit different to the table. The kick in the 1-1. Low. 2 balls and a strike. And earlier this year, I was talking with Orioles Hall of Famer Brian Roberts, and he said that watching Westberg reminded him a little bit of the guy Dustin Pedroia was for the Red Sox and what he meant to that team for such a long period of time. 1-0 Royals. Here comes the 2-1. Westberg tried to check. Did he go? They appeal. He did go. 2-2. So now it's a 2-2 count, and as we look at the replay, he did go too far. So for Seth Lugo, the mound is your oyster, I guess you could say about now. Which one of his 9 pitches is he going to throw? 2-2. And that is tapped foul up the third base line. And I have to imagine you feel kind of helpless when you get to a 2-strike count against this guy, because you've got a plan for everything, and it's almost impossible to do it.
You can't just say breaking ball because he has 4 different breaking balls. You can't just say fastball. He has 3 different fastballs. So just the tiniest bit of movement this way or that is enough to get away from the barrel of the bat.
Here comes a 2-2. Westberg hits it on the ground up the middle and gets Westberg to end the inning. So that is 5 in a row set down by Seth Lugo. 3 innings complete in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series. The Royals, who lead this series 1-0, lead today 1-0 as we head to the 4th on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hi, this is attorney Erin Snyder. If you need a
For available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in electric options, visit your Baltimore area Toyota dealer today or shop now at buyatoyota.com. Orioles are down 1-0 as we start the 4th. And a guy who is probably the most hated man in Baltimore right now, MJ Melendez, who made a running catch which robbed Ramon Urias of what would have been extra bases, is going to step in there first. Urias put a charge into 1 and left, would have been a home run in all but 3 parks. But Melendez, the Royals' worst outfielder, made an incredible play. Pitch. There's a ball hit high in the air, shallow center field. The shortstop, Henderson, out on the back pedal, called off by an oncoming Mullins, and he makes the catch. One away here in the top of the fourth inning. We are live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. Jeff, Kevin, and Ribeye Reese Levin with you. Renfroe stepping to the plate now. He walked his first time up and made Zach Eflin burn a lot of pitches. Here's a pitch home. Offering is a strike at the knees, 0-1. Between innings, we had a chance to hear Jeff Passan of ESPN speak to Orioles skipper Brandon Hyde. He says he feels like Eflin is throwing the ball great right now. The 0-1. Pitch is taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Eflin is doing what he typically does. Gives you an opportunity to win. Throws a lot of strikes. The 1-1 offering. Breaking ball is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. And the reality is the pitching is doing their job right now. With Corbin Burns yesterday pitching into the 9th inning for the first time in a postseason game since Scott McGregor did it in 1983. 2-1. Breaking ball, strike. Over the outside corner, 2-2. And giving you every opportunity to win. It's just Cole Reagans and the Royals bullpen was a little bit better. 2-2 the count. The next pitch is hooked down the left field line. And it'll go into the seats, keeping the count where it is.
I was amazed to see he was the first pitcher of any kind on any team to do it. Steven Strasburg did it in the World Series 5 years ago. And the Orioles acquired Corbin Burns for days like this. They traded for Zach Eflin for days like this. It's just that the offense hasn't picked them up at all.
2-2. Outside. Eagle eye again by Hunter Renfroe, who's taken some good pitches from Eflin today, and it's now 3-2.
A pretty good career, 5 for 13 with a home run against Eflin. Maybe that's partly why Renfroe's in there over Tommy Pham.
3-2 pitch. That is shot high into the air. Few steps into shallow right center. Westberg, the second baseman, Karaoke's back and to his left and makes the catch. Second out of the fourth inning. Royals 1, Orioles nothing. And it brings Kyle Isbell up to the plate. And the nice thing, too, about Zach Eflin is you have him this year, but you also have him next year. And controllability at the trade deadline, you could tell that was a big thing for Mike Elias. And so you expect Eflin to be at the very front of your rotation. Next year, who's going to join him? We'll have to wait and see. Kyle Isbell looks at a breaking ball strike. A curve at the knees, it's 0-1. Corbin Burns, a free agent after this year. You will get Grayson Rodriguez back, who won't be with you this postseason. The 0-1. Fouled off at home plate. Isbell hit it right into the ground and came up and hit his bat. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And right now, Danny Coulombe is warming up in the Orioles bullpen. 65 pitches for Eflin so far. Royals up 1-0. The 0-2. Check swing foul off the net behind the Royals dugout on the third base side. Everybody is available for the Orioles today. The only exception is Corbin Burns. And given that if you lose this game, there is no tomorrow, Brandon Hyde will have a lot of places he can go. 0-2. Outside. On a cutter that missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Danny Coulombe was one of the relievers that the Orioles got back before the end of the season. Jacob Webb, another one. A 1-2. Outside. 2-2. What will be interesting to see with Danny Coulombe is that since he's been back, he hasn't pitched in any close games so far. 2-2, bases clear. Orioles down a run, the pitch. And that is chopped foul. Over to the first base sidewall. That'll send up a 7th pitch from Eflin Isbell. Two and two the count. Eflin peers in. Steps to his left, leg kick and pitch, and another chopper foul into the camera well on the first base side.
Well, even if Kansas City's not scoring there, making life harder. 7 pitches to Renfroe. An 8th coming to Isbell. And with Coulombe up, you wonder, will Eflin get to face the Kansas City order for a third time. He's 2 batters away from that mark.
2-2. Fouled off. That got Rutschman in the left arm. I mean, I think you imagine it's through Michael Garcia, and then you're making the call to Danny Coulomb.
If it's 2 on at that point with Isbell and Garcia, probably is.
Another 2-2, and that one hit him. Isbell gets hit with the pitch in the leg. With Eflin misfiring his sinker, and you get Isbell on the base paths after Zach Eflin threw Kyle Isbell basically everything he has, and then just uncorked one. And the Royals are going to have a 2-out base runner for Michael Garcia, who has retired his first time. Drew French is out to the mound. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's telling Zach Eflin this is the final batter that he has.
Only the 4th hit batter of the year by Zach. Pinpoint command doesn't typically mean you pinpoint it on the outside of the leg. But that's what happened there around the knee. 9 pitches to Isbell after 7 to Renfroe. Again, they're making Zach work. Only 1 run, but Kansas City would love to just get in this bullpen early because the Oriole bullpen was the 2nd worst in baseball in September, .531. It was 23rd out of 30 in the regular season. And if you can get Zach Eflin out, that's a lot of outs that Brandon Hyde's going to have to ask for out of his bullpen, leaving a starting rotation that was the 5th best in baseball by ERA and getting into a bullpen that, as we said, was one of the worst down the stretch.
And maybe even more troublesome is like the guys that were the worst in September were some of your key guys. So here's Michael Garcia, 1-0 Royals, top of the 4th with 2 outs, and Eflin's first pitch is flicked foul off to the first base stands. 0-1. And you had guys like Sir Anthony Dominguez struggle, Yennier Cano, Ciano Perez. You're just hoping that with the effectively new season that is the postseason, things will flip. Eflin sets the 0-1. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike against the speedster Michael Garcia from La Sabana in Venezuela, a small fishing village that sometimes has been called Tierra de Peloteros, the land of ball players. He swings and hits the 1-1 in the air, shallow left field. Charging hard is Cowser, waving both of his arms in the air, but no one's around him. He makes the catch. And despite the long plate appearance that results in the hit by pitch, no damage done to Eflin in the 4th. Middle of the 4th inning here at Camden Yards. It's the Royals leading the Orioles 1-0 in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
As a proud partner of the Orioles, PNC...
For postseason tickets by securing a 2025 Birdland membership. Limited inventory remains. Members receive unparalleled benefits, including a discounted concessions, merchandise, and more. Get postseason ticket access in your 2025 Birdland membership at Orioles.com/membership. The Orioles are hoping that they will be playing another postseason game at Camden Yards tomorrow. Right now, they're trailing it by a 1-0 score. The Royals have put good at-bats together, have one run, but the Orioles, first time through the order against Seth Lugo, only one hit, and Lugo has struck out 5. Santander leads off the bottom of the 4th as Lugo fires, and this breaking ball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Lugo has been what he has typically been for most teams that have faced him. Unpredictable. The 1-0 offering. Santander tried to check his swing, but he flicked the wrist, and the home plate umpire makes the call, saying that Santander swung. It's 1-1. And then today, just because of the adrenaline that he has from the postseason atmosphere, Lugo's fastball has been up a tick and a half. 1-1 against Santander. Here's a pitch. Swinging a foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's an unhealthy combination of Lugo making great pitches and then the Orioles not hitting the hittable pitches, and that has been the case now for a couple of games. Down the middle, they foul it off. When Lugo gets it where he wants, they miss it.
1-2 offering. Breaking ball is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and you're wondering if a little bit of that is just being very tense because you haven't gotten any runs so far. This is a do-or-die game, and it's never comfortable to come to the ballpark when you're in the spot where the Orioles are in today. 2-2 against the very confident Anthony Santander. Here's a pitch. Outside. So Lugo misses with a changeup. He was ahead 1-2. Now it's gone to 3-2. Cowser is next, and then Rutschman in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Royals. Here's the payoff. Lugo to Santander. And that's a line drive out to right. That will get down for a base knock. Renfroe plays it, and Santander has got a base knock. His first postseason hit of 2024. And now here comes Cowser, a strikeout victim the first time that he saw Lugo.
Well, it's doubly great when Anthony gets on because he injects a little fiery. Looks into the dugout, claps his hands, and he shortens up there with 2 strikes. A pretty good pitch again by Lugo on the fists, but a better quick move to the ball by Anthony.
Here's a pitch. Changeup off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. And you know what? A lot of times at the end of the year, you were seeing big swings from Santander, knowing that his team needs base runner. Good to see him execute there. The set, the 1-0. Pitch is taken for a strike. Sinker at the top of the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Cowser saw a heavy dose of changeups the first time he faced Lugo. That's been the scouting report on him for the first 2 games. 1-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss. A curveball had him diving out in front. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the thing is, it's not just the number of pitches that Lugo throws. It's how hitters do against almost all of them. 179 off the curve, 215 off the slurve, 213 off the slider, 228 off the cutter, 208 off the change, 105 off the split. It's not that he has so many pitches, is that they're all so effective. 1-2. That is golf down the left field line. And it'll slice foul into a pack lower seating bowl. Count remains 1-2.
And his curveball, which he throws a lot to lefties, swung through his highest spin rate you're going to see in the postseason. It's got incredible rotation that he can follow it up today with 94, 95.
Throw over to first base to check on Santander, who gets back. And he knows how to spin it. 34 years old, a guy who has been around for a long time, but he's only gotten a chance to start the last few years. 1-2. Cowser, late swing and a miss. And it was a curveball that got him. So 2 trips up, 2 strikeouts. It's the first out of the bottom of the 4th with the Royals ahead 1-0. And now you send Adley Rutschman up to the plate. Now this is the kind of pitcher that you'd love to see Rutschman taking the approach that he had over the weekend in Minnesota, where he kept sticking to the opposite field. Rutschman flied out his first time as the pitch homeward, and he grounds this one through the right side for a base knock. It gets into right. Santander holds on at second base. And for Adley Rutschman, he collects a single, doing something that he almost never does. Attacking on the first pitch. There is no hitter in baseball who swings at the first pitch less than Adley Rutschman, and yet he attacks with that large arsenal of Seth Lugo.
That's smart. The postseason's full of surprises, and a guy who swings, as you hit it at, less than 10% of the time at the first pitch. Because if you get down 0-1, it's anything on the table. We've seen Seth Lugo throw change-ups to right-handers today. He's being as unpredictable as ever, maybe even more so. So if you're going to get a fastball on the first pitch from Seth Lugo, go ahead and attack it. Job well done by Adley. And the other really nice thing there, just putting the ball in play. The Orioles' 6 strikeouts. 5 of the first 6 have come after getting a runner on base, including the one from Cowser. Adley not trying to do too much. And here's Ryan O'Hearn, who's also not trying to do too much.
Former Royal, and he will take off the inside corner for ball 1.
I mean, this place, Jeff, is just ready to explode. It's been ready for 13 innings. This may be the best chance they have.
1-0. O'Hearn hits a flare on a bounce, knocked down by the second baseman Massey. To his feet, throws to first, gets O'Hearn. What an impressive play by Michael Massey. O'Hearn got jammed. You thought it was sneaking through. You thought Santander was coming home. And then Michael Massey, not big, only 6 foot, stretched as far as his limbs would allow, flagged it down, and threw O'Hearn out at first base, with Santander stopping in third and Rutschman holding on at second. Now they're 2 outs. Here's Mountcastle, the pitch. Breaking ball is a wide strike, looked to be a little outside. But Ben May grants the call to Seth Lugo, 0-1.
You were right on that play, Jeff. It looked like he went from about 6 feet to 6'4" in an instant, Massey. That was a game-tying hit.
0-1, almost hits Mountcastle as he extends the leg, and losing his balance, falls across home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And a Gold Glove winner in college at Illinois, a Gold Glove winner in the minor leagues 3 years ago, maybe a future Gold Glover in the big leagues, and that is the biggest play he's made in his career, no doubt.
There's the 1-1. 3/4 swing and a miss. A sinker which kept riding in along the hands of Mountcastle. A ton of movement on that pitch, and it's now 1-2. Orioles yesterday with men in scoring position, 1 for 7. Best chance for the Orioles in the game, the 1-2. Breaking ball, chipped into right. Hunter Renfroe walking on, now backing up a few steps. He makes the catch. And thanks to one incredible play by Michael Massey at second, which robbed the Orioles of a tying run, Mountcastle flies out, and the Orioles keep 2 more on base. They've stranded 4 through 4, and as we head to the 5th, it's the Royals 1 and the O's nothing on the Orioles Radio Network.
At Toyota,
it kind of feels like it with the way the Royals are playing defense. They have gotten every break in this series so far. An incredible diving play by the second baseman, Michael Massey, with runners at first and second, likely robbed the Orioles of what would have been the tying run. And then Mountcastle flies out, so the Royals have a 1-0 lead as we start the fifth. Live from the Miller Stern Lawyers 410 Law Firm broadcast booth. It'll be Danny Coulombe in to pitch against the top of the Royals order, and in with a play-by-play. Here's KB.
Jeff, thank you. It is Massey, Witt, and Pasquantino against the left-hander Coulombe. Blue glove, white shoes, third base side of the rubber. His first to Massey is a low breaking ball. So Zach Eflin goes just 4 innings despite pitching well. 4 hits, 1 earned run. Walked 1, struck out 3. 75 pitches, 50 were strikes. Massey 1 for 2 with a double, and the only run scored. He swings through a sinker down and away. Fifth inning brought to you by Barenberg Eye Associates. Get comprehensive eye care from complete eye exams to advanced cataract surgery. Schedule your appointment today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coulombe, a high leg kick, flings home a fastball high. In the regular season, you never see Zach Eflin come out at this point in the game, but third time through the order, as is the case with both pitchers, the numbers go up. And the Orioles, facing elimination, want to turn to some fresh arms in the bullpen. Coulombe on 4 days rest with a 2-1 pitch. It's stroke foul straight back by Massey. 2-2. Danny Coulombe this year had a 2.12 ERA in 33 games, 29 2/3, only 15 hits, 5 walks, and he struck out 32. And he gets out both lefties and righties exceptionally well. Left, right, left here. Danny's 2-2 is a little low with a sinker. That's a pitch that catches the knees, but this is an area the Orioles have seen Adley Rutschman struggle this year. He does not frame low pitches well. Much better up high in the zone. So the at-bat continues on 3-2. Kick pitch and a swing and a miss. Cutter in the dirt. And Massey is retired on a strikeout after all. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station ID. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
WBAL, WIYY HD2 Baltimore. This is WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
1-0 Kansas City, top of the fifth. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. Left on right, Coulombe slings home, and Witt takes a tight strike 1 to the 4-seamer at 89. The Orioles do have right-hander Jacob Webb up. Coulombe must face Witt and Pasquantino. Bobby has grounded out to second, singled on a line drive to left. 2 hits in the series, the 0-1. A swing and a miss, a tighter cutter. What a good sequence that is from Danny. Runs a fastball on the hands, then slices the cutter under him. They are so happy to have Coulombe back. What a weapon he's been. He sets and delivers 0-2. A breaking ball stroke to short, deep in the hole. Henderson backhand sets, has to hurry, and he got it there in time. You couldn't have any less margin for error than try to throw out Bobby Witt Jr. And one of the American League's best shortstops just took a hit away from one of the other 2 best.
Oh, he said it yesterday, but between Witt and Henderson, you see something every game that most players in baseball can't do. And there for Gunnar Henderson going to the hole and throwing out the fastest man in the game.
Pasquantino takes a breaking ball in for a strike. And Bobby Witt went 4.18 seconds home to first there, and it still wasn't enough. The rocket from Henderson retires him. Left on left with Pasquantino now the 0-1. And a line drive stroke to right. Santander got a late jump, and it lands in front of him for base hit. Vinny Pasquantino, who has the only RBI, is 2 for 3. That's 3 batters for Coulombe, and that's going to be only 3 batters for Coulombe, as here comes Brandon Hyde. So a couple of hard hit balls. Coulombe faces 3, retires 2. And Brandon will turn to his second reliever of the game, right-hander Jacob Webb, on to face Salvador Perez. Webb and Perez, when we come back, it's a 1-0 Kansas City lead in the top of the 5th inning. Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
Planning a move? Call Von Paris.
Broadcast booth. We return to the top of the fifth inning. A 1-0 Kansas City lead here in Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. The Royals won 1-0 yesterday. With a win, they face the Yankees Saturday with an Oriole win. Game 3 tomorrow. Game time's supposed to be 4:08, but we would have to see about that. Jacob Webb to face Salvador Perez. First pitch. The right-hander slings home a sweeper down and away. 2/3 of an inning, a hit and a strikeout for Danny Coulombe, who strands Benny Pasquantino at first. And now Perez, the burly, hulking, powerful, potential future Hall of Fame catcher for the right. High leg kick, Webb drills it. Up and in, a fastball got him right in the elbow guard. And Salvador Perez is the second batter hit in the game. Westberg and the first, Perez here in the fifth. Pasquantino jogs to second, and Salvi will grimace, nod to the plate umpire Ben May to say he's okay, and take his base with 2 out.
Got him in the armor on his left forearm. But when you thought about it, Salvador Perez coming up, probably as good of a matchup as the Orioles would have out of their bullpen right on right, just because of that sweeper that Webb has, but uncorked a wild one.
Perez is behind the base, talking to Damon Hollins, the Kansas City first base coach. Gives us a moment to tell you about Jacob Webb's season, a 3.02 ERA, the best in the bullpen in 60 games, 56 2/3, 40 hits, walked 27, struck out 58, and allowed only 4 home runs. Webb did not allow a home run as an Oriole last year until the postseason. They'll try to keep Gurriel in the ballpark and get Kansas City out of the inning. First pitch. Sweeper off the plate for ball 1. Jacob returned, along with a whole bunch of other Orioles in recent weeks. Came back Sunday, September the 15th, as he misses with another breaking ball outside, 2-0. I've been dealing with right elbow inflammation that kept him out about a month and a half, a little longer than he had hoped. Right back into big mid-inning roles in the bullpen. 2 on, 2 out, the 2-0. And that's high for ball 3. And the natives begin to grow restless. The Royals lead is 1-0. Webb trying to keep it that way. 3-0 for the 40-year-old Gurriel, who's 1 for 5 in the series. And the pitch is way high, not close to a batter who is no way swinging on 3-0. So Jacob Webb has thrown 6 pitches, and Jacob Webb has thrown 0 strikes. The bases are loaded full of Royals, and the game is truly hanging in the balance now with left-handed power hitter MJ Melendez. And Drew French will come to the mound. That home run that Webb allowed to snap his homerless Oriole streak last year. We referenced it was a grand slam. It was to Texas's Mitch Garver. And it's MJ Melendez, who is not a very good hitter, who is not terribly patient, but who can hit your mistake to Pluto. And so it's incumbent upon Webb not to make a mistake right now as Yin Cano begins to warm up.
And you say that, Kevin, 85 hits for Melendez during the regular season. 43 went for extra bases. That's about 51%. And the only two players with higher percentages of their hits going for extra bases, well, the first one, probably no surprise, Aaron Judge. Second was Anthony Santander. Third was Melendez.
It's an all-or-nothing kind of hitter at the plate. 1-0, 2 outs, top 5. Kansas City leads. First pitch. Yanked foul to the camera well, first base side. Melendez way out front of a sweeper. Now Webb can often stifle left-handers with his changeup. In fact, he's even better against lefties than righties. He gets a lefty here. He's ahead 0-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball elevated at 93, and it's 0-2. An instant vibe shift after the meeting from Drew French. MJ Melendez takes time. Thousands of Orioles fans rise and roar and hope to unleash a primal scream. The 0-2 is wasted high. Jacob Webb in the postseason in his career, 9 earned runs, 14 hits and walks combined in 6 2/3. Trying to exercise some individual demons right now. 1-2 with the bases full. The pitch. He struck him out swinging. A low changeup. Jacob weaves his web and retires Melendez to leave the bags loaded. Exhale for the moment. Kansas City gets 3 2-out base runners, but nothing across. We are halfway home in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series. Do or die for the Orioles. They still trail just 1-0 on the Orioles radio network.
Hiya, bird watchers. This team, what?
Orioles Team Store. Visit Orioles.com/team store for store hours. Bottom of the 5th inning. Baltimore still waiting for a postseason breakthrough. 13 innings, 13 scoreless, but it's still just a 1-0 game after a first inning run for Kansas City. Michael Massey doubled, Vinny Pasquantino singled him in, and we have been anchored there ever since. First pitch to Cedric Mullins from Seth Lugo, bottom 5. Is a looping strike one to the curve. Mullins, Arias, and Henderson 8-9-1 against the Royals co-ace Lugo. Overhead line, holds above the belt, kicks and deals. Breaking ball lob foul down the line and out of play, left side. Mullins struck out swinging on a high fastball in the second. The Orioles have 3 hits in the game and a hit batter. With runners on base, they are 1 for 8. Shortstop Witt plays near the middle as Lugo's 0-2 is taken very high and very away. Melendez shallow and left for Kansas City. Renfroe deep and right. Mullins has showcased his prodigious pull power in the second half. The 1-2 in the dirt. Ryan Fuller, one of the Oriole hitting coaches, told me today he's so impressed with the way Cedric's held his hands upright, held his hands back. He's not pushing at the ball as much as he was early in the year. His timing has been much better. 2-2. And Mullins takes a dirty curveball there. 3-2 from Lugo, who's gone from 0-2 to full. Has not walked a batter today, said Lugo. Only walked 48 and 33 starts on the year. It's full on Mullins, who is a terrific base-stealing threat if he reaches. Holds the black bat high with the orange sleeve on the left arm. The 3-2 from Lugo is drilled right field deep. Renfroe back, and this is gone. Light it up, Cedric. In the 14th inning of this wild card series, Baltimore, we have a run on the board. Cedric Mullins, who was 0 for 12 in the postseason a year ago, has 3 hits in the first 2 games. None louder, none longer, and none more lethal than this. Kansas City won, Baltimore won.
Now Lugo makes a mistake to Mullins. It's middle, and it was an easy finish.
Now Rios with a little lob to center field. That is in there for a base hit in between Massey and Isbell. Let the good times roll. Back-to-back hits after the kind of swing, Jeff, that we have been seeing really the last 3 months for Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, we have. I mean, you go back till June 9th. That's when things started to turn around for Mullins. And this pitch, as we're seeing a replay, it is middle. And when he takes a swing like that, it's an easy swing and it's a clean finish. He held it because he knew the second it left his bat, it was gone.
Well, with that home run, the Orioles now have 236 home runs this season, with 1 in the postseason. The home run count is brought to you by Ground Lube Geothermal. This season, not all the magic is on the field. It's time to let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home or business. And that was also our Baltimore area Honda dealers' long drive of the game. Drive to your local Honda dealer today. Now meeting over, here's Gunnar. And Lugo airmails a fastball after Brian Sweeney, the Royal pitching coach, had come out. There's action in the Kansas City bullpen now. 3rd time through against Henderson. Takes a high strike. Yanked into the zone by Salvador Perez. Left-handed pitcher Angel Serpa goes very quickly out in left center field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lugo delivers, and it's way up and away. These are some bad misses right now for Seth Lugo.
And the velocity for him, too. I mean, we saw some 95s, 96s earlier. It's starting to come down to where it normally is.
Last one was 93. Pitch, breaking ball, taken low. It's 3-1. Henderson 0 for 5 with a walk in the series. Hitless in 2 today, but sitting pretty on 3-1. And he takes inside. And now, Seth Lugo may be starting to feel like he needs earplugs. A home run for Mullins. A single for Urias. A walk for Henderson and a hammer throw to boot. First run, and then the first walk a couple of batters later. Brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Get out of pain and back to doing what you love at the Good Feet Store. Go to goodfeet.com to find a store near you and book your appointment today. Lugo will stay in there for Westberg. First pitch right on right is a strike. A 1-1 tie with Urias at second, Henderson at first, and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. And the noise finally deafening Lugo glove to the ear. Drops to the belt and deals. Breaking ball, little tapper back to Lugo. Third base side, he bobbles it. He picks it up too late. Seth Lugo, who may be in line to win the American League Gold Glove for pitchers, just had a cast iron skillet on his hand there. In E1, and the bases are full of birds.
I was about to say, a little tapper. It didn't have any spin on it. He just boxed it. He came in, was in a fielding position, and hits off the front of his glove and gets away. And in this inning, absolutely nothing going right for Seth Lugo.
I mean, they are, by defensive runs saved, the best team in baseball in terms of fielding pitchers. But Urias to third, Henderson to second, and here's Santander batting from the left. First pitch, he swings and misses. Trying to hit his face on the scoreboard, and a fastball way up and out of the zone. The Royals play the middle infield back. Garcia even with a bag at third. 1-1 game in the fifth. The 0-1 is high, and Anthony learns his lesson. Bases full of Orioles, nobody out. Baltimore did not score for 13 innings in the series. They have led, but he could change that. Lugo's 1-1. Is swung on and popped a mile high on the infield right side. And the infield fly is on as Gurriel makes the catch a few steps to the right of first. A critical pop out for Santander, who is 1 for 3. How about the decision for Matt Quatrero now? It will be to go to the bullpen. He hops out of the Kansas City dugout and raises his left hand to the sky, calling for Angel Serpa, with Colton Cowser about to bat. Well, the intrigue has grown. Cedric Mullins' home run has tied the game, and the Orioles have the bases loaded, 1 out. Serpa and Cowser, the matchup when we return to Baltimore in the bottom of the 5th inning. Must-win Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hey there, furniture fans. Are you tired of sitting in the dugout with that old
Official 2024 postseason gear today at the Orioles Team Store. For more information, including store hours, visit Orioles.com/team store.
Jeff, thank you. It is a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 5th. Colton Cowser bats with the bases loaded and 1 out against left-handed Royals reliever Angel Serpa, just 25 years old, out of Venezuela. In his postseason debut in his 4th major league season, 60 games and a 3.86 ERA for Serpa. Left on left with Cowser from the full wind. He delivers a strike, 98 with a sinker at the knees. This is not going to be an easy at-bat for Colton against Serpa, who led the Royals bullpen with 60 appearances. 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's not looking easy. A low slider. Lefties did hit 278, but only a 327 on base and 333 slugging. And Serpa pitched well down the stretch, as did this Kansas City bullpen. Left to right on the bases, Urias, Henderson, Westberg. The 0-2 is down and away. 4 1/3 for Lugo. He gave up the home run to Mullins to lead off the inning. First 4 each before the Santander pop-out. Cowser 662 OPS against lefties this year. Not great, but playable. Serpa out of the line, slings a 1-2, and swing and a miss, it hit him. And what do we have here? As Cowser got hit, he struck out. Urias crossed home, but everybody has to go back because it's a strikeout with the bases occupied. And Cowser was absolutely drilled by the pitch. Brandon Hyde comes out to talk to Ben May. Brian Ebel is out to talk to Cowser and check on his left hand. And that may be literally the most painful strikeout of the Major League season. Because that pitch, I mean, it literally drilled Colton on the hand, but because he swung, nothing you can do. It's a strikeout, and it's a dead ball. I mean, that gives you an idea of how tough Serpa is and how overly juiced Cowser is. A pitch that drilled him in the hand. If not, that would have hit him in the chest, and he still swung at it.
I mean, just absolutely wild. It's like he had made the decision to swing almost no matter what, and it got him in the fingers, and he goes all the way around. And a tough break, because if he just holds back, he gets hit by that pitch, and you get the go-ahead running.
The wildest, most effective, unusual pitch Angel Serpa will throw this year. Oh, by the way, it was 97 miles per hour. Cowser disappeared down the dugout steps. And now it's going to be up to Adley Rutschman. Well, this could erase a lot of painful second-half memories. Bases loaded, 2 down. Rutschman from the right, Serpa throwing from the left, and that pitch is inside at 98. So the Orioles have had 2 batters hit, but technically they've only had 1. Adley, a warning track fly out to center and a base hit to right. The 1-0 on the way. He takes it hot. Now, Kansas City this year had one of the worst bullpens in baseball, 413 21st, but down the stretch they were nails. Last 22 games, 190. That was second best. Serpa needs a strike. Bases loaded, 2 down, the 2-0. He got it. Right down the heart of the plate. Rutschman seemingly taking all the way. 1-1 game in the bottom of the 5th. Orioles and Royals. Urias at third. Henderson second. Westberg first. Serpa has the sign, his 2-1. His line foul to the right. Rutschman late on 97. Austin Slater just took off the donut on his bat. He's in the on-deck circle to hit for Ryan O'Hearn if it gets that far. And boy, do the Orioles hope it gets that far. They had the bases loaded, nobody out, and have not added. Serpa ready. Straightens out, low leg kick, 2-2. Breaking ball left side, 1-hop Witt. The throw from shallow left is about 3 steps ahead of Rutschman. Calmly done by the young star Bobby Witt. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, Mullins ties it on a homer. The bad, the Orioles load the bases with nobody out and don't score anymore. The ugly, Colton Cowser gets drilled and still strikes out. The game is tied at 1 as we go to the 6th. This is Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
The Murray Group at UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a proud broadcast sponsor. Whether you are a business owner starting out or looking to exit, a corporate executive, an entrepreneur, or just starting to consider retirement and want to see if we are an appropriate team to help you achieve your financial goals, please give us a call at 410-771-3272. That's 410-771-3272. Or visit our website at advisors.ubs.com/Murray Group. For our client relationship summary disclosures, please visit ubs.com/relationship summary. Member FINRA SIPC.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state, so what are you waiting for? Wow your way through NJ. Through sculpture gardens, garden gardens, and loop-de-loops. New Jersey, it's one wow after another after another. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Dave's your supply chain wizard. He also has diabetes. Maybe it's time for a group dental plan with support for chronic conditions. Grin from within. United Concordia Dental. Learn more at grinwithucd.com. Products underwritten by United Concordia Insurance Company. Kendra manages your payroll. She's also 6 weeks pregnant. Maybe it's time for a group dental plan with extra TLC for moms-to-be. Grin from within. United Concordia Dental. Learn more at grinwithucd.com. Products underwritten by United Concordia Insurance Company.
Hi, this is Tori Snell. Be sure to catch my show weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on WBAL Radio.
Well, Colt Kauser returns to the game late after getting drilled in the hand. He was the last Oriole onto the field, but he is back out there and left. And a 1-1 tie. Jacob Webb remains to face Hunter Renfroe, Kyle Isbell, and Michael Garcia behind him. The Orioles must win to keep their postseason alive. And here for the play-by-play of this crucial sixth inning, once more, it's Jeff Arnold.
Hi, Kibby. Thanks. And that sixth inning brought to you by PNC. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Webb delivers to Renfroe, and it's a breaking ball that is a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. So you're fortunate that you keep Kauser in the game. We were waiting a while to see who was going to go out to left field. As the 0-1 homeward, and Renfroe takes a sweeper wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. When Brandon Hyde was coming out to the home plate umpire, Ben May, you were wondering if it was to inform him there would be a new left fielder. But eventually, Kauser came jogging out to left. The 1-1. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Now, you are happy that you tied it up on Mullins' home run. But what's so tough is you load up the bases, and Kauser swings and misses on a pitch that hit him. And then Rutschman hit it sharply, but he grounded out. The 2-1. Renfroe fouls it off the screen. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and so it remains a 1-1 game. Now, the Royals, they have had a lot of chances themselves, but in this game, they have gone 2 for 11 with runners on base. 2-2 the count. Webb deals. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. A sweeper gets Renfroe. And for Jacob Webb, the second straight punch-out he's gotten, and that will do it for him this evening here at Camden Yards. As Brandon Hyde strides out to the mound, and the signal is made for what will be the 3rd Orioles reliever of the game. So it'll be Sanel Perez who comes on. There's 1 away here in the top half of the 6th inning. Perez sprints in, clicks his heels twice as he comes in from the pen. Pitching change with 1 out here in the 6th. The Orioles and Royals tied at 1 on the Orioles Radio Network.
Terrible call. What? It was right.
Then walked the second one on 4 straight pitches, but got a strikeout to escape a bases-loaded jam of the 5th. Orioles tie up the game in the bottom half of the 5th with a solo homer by Mullins. And Hunter Renfroe just struck out to open the 6th, and now CNL Perez on. 1-1 our score, top 6, and Kyle Isbell batting. First pitch from CNL is up and in with a first pitch slider. 1 ball and no strikes. So 2/3 of an inning, a walk, 2 strikeouts for Webb. Danny Coulombe preceded Webb 2/3 of an inning, no runs and 1 hit. Here comes the 1-0, and CNL drops this slider and down. It's 2 balls and no strikes. There were a number of pitchers that the Orioles wanted to get some work in that final series against Minnesota, and Perez was one of them because his September was rough. 2-0 the count. Here's a pitch, and he fires low. It's 3 balls and no strikes. CNL, his September was his worst month of the season. He had an ERA of 9. And he comes in here. He's going to have to face at least 3 batters. 3-0. Perez delivers. And that is a strike. 97 on a sinker over the inside corner. And he is a stuff guy. Sometimes he will walk you, but he will give you the best he's got each time. Isbell has been on base twice. Got hit last time. Perez is 3-1. And that's a chopper, a Baltimore chop out to the left side. Hangs up forever, fielded by Urias. Throws to first, they don't get him. The definition of the Baltimore chop is that. Pounded right down into the ground and had tons of hang time before it eventually descended in the glove of Urias. And by the time he threw it onto first base, there was almost no chance to get Isbell, who gives the Royals a 1-out base runner to begin the 6th. Now the go-ahead run aboard for Kansas City. We said has had problems converting with men on base in this game. Here's Michael Garcia. Perez a long hold, looks at first and deals. And a fastball is in for a strike. Over the outer third, 0-1. CNL for the year appeared in 62 games, 2-0 record and a .453 earned run average. And a number that stands out is the 0 in the home run column. Here's the 0-1. Fastball again, and it carves over the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. And CNL Perez, 103 games since his last home run allowed. That goes back to June of last year. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball is down. A good take there by Michael Garcia. 103 games. It is the longest streak in Orioles history and the longest streak in Major League history since Wade Davis, formerly of the Royals, went 123 games from 2013 to 15. The 1-2, wave and a miss, strike 3. Runner out automatically because first is occupied. And so Garcia strikes out and Perez bounces back after allowing a single to the first man that he faces. 1-1 our score in the 6th. And the lineup card flips back to the top.
That's when you know things are good for CNO. You can throw the strike to ball slider. You can plant it at the back foot. He has had trouble commanding that pitch of late. We saw that at Yankee Stadium.
Pitch on the way. Massey looks at his strike, top of the zone.
And the Royals have all these right-handed bats. They have 5 of them on the bench out of their 6 players. But Matt Quatrero, 6th inning, 1-1 game, is sticking with Isbell and Massey, who are great defenders.
0-1. Breaking ball's a flare to short center field. Will this get down? It will. As it drops in front of Mullins, Isbell goes first to third. And the Royals, they have the go-ahead run 90 feet away on another one of those flare singles by Kansas City. Massey's had 2 of those in the first 2 games. And now a huge spot in this game, tied at 1. Perez has faced his 3 batters, and that is going to be it because you don't want him to face the right-handed hitting Bobby Witt Jr., the best hitter in baseball with runners in scoring position and the best hitter in baseball, period, all year. So it'll be Yennier Cano who's going to come on. He'll go right on right with Bobby Witt Jr. Huge spot in this game. Runners at first and third, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Orioles and Royals tied at 1 on the Orioles Radio Network.
Dave's your supply chain wizard. He also has
Last highlights, push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today.
Well, it's the top of the 6th inning. The Royals have runners at first and third. 1-1 our score. Yennier Cano is on the mound, and a sight that you don't often see in a baseball game. The Orioles head trainer, during a pitching change, jogging out to left field to check on Colton Cowser, who had his hand in a wrap after he got hit and then swung and missed at strike 3 in the 5th. You weren't sure if he was going to come back. He does. And then Cowser, they were playing a little catch with him, I just think, to see if he could squeeze the glove properly. As he remains in left field, Ebo leaves the field, and it's first and third, 1-1 our score in the 6th, and a huge spot for Yennier Cano. The right-hander facing Bobby with the pitch. And it's a strike on a first-pitch sinker at 95, 0-1. 30-year-old right-hander from Cuba, coming off an all-star season. Cano not as good as 2023, but still had a good year. 4-3 with a 3.15 ERA. He sets in the 0-1. Witt takes upstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And a guy kind of like Cianel Perez, who is trying to get things back on track after September was a challenging month. Dealt with forearm soreness at one point. A 1-1. And Witt hits it on the ground, up the middle. Diving pickup by Westberg. Gets to his feet. Throws it about to first. They don't get it. Westberg kept it on the infield on a great diving pickup, but it was late, and they can't get the fastest man in baseball. Isbell in, and the Royals have the lead back. It's 2-1.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, nobody hits better in baseball than Bobby Witt. Not many hit sinkers better. That's the pitch he does the most damage on, the sinker. He got it. He hit it 109 miles per hour. It's a phenomenal play by Westberg, and usually a ball hit that hard, gloved and thrown to first, is going to be enough to get a runner. But as you said, that's the fastest runner in baseball, and there is just no chance.
Pasquantino in now left side, and the pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. That being said, the fact that it is Jordan Westberg, who is terrific defensively at second, the fact that he is back at least gives you a chance and prevents that ball from getting into center field. 1-0. Pasquantino tried to check his swing. It's a called strike anyways. On a change over the outer third, 1-1. So Witt's on base. Massey moved up to second. And now the count even against Pasquantino, playing in just his second game since August 29th. The 1-1. In the dirt with a change. And it's now 2 balls and a strike. Drove in the first Royals run of the game. We wouldn't see another run coming in until Mullins' home run. Until this 6th, where Witt gets the infield single that plates Isbell. All right, first and second, Cano comes set. Henderson Bird Dogs, the 2-1 pitch. Check swing and the offering high. 3 balls and a strike on Pasquantino. They asked third base umpire David Rackley. The fans boo after he says no swing, but Pasquantino wasn't close. A walk would load up the bases for Salvador Perez. 3-1. Pasquantino takes just slow, and that's what's going to happen. So Pasquantino, a number of good takes and a number of terrific plate appearances.
Has yielded an infield.
Bases are loaded for the free swinging, albeit very powerful, Salvador Perez, who has gone 1 for 2 in this game and was hit by a pitch the last time he was up. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, goes around the plate, but is ruled a strike by a home plate umpire, Ben May. 0-1. 2-1 our score. Royals leading, a run home in the 6th, and a huge spot in the game. The 0-1. Perez chops it foul. Over to the Royals dugout on the third base side. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And Camden Yards with some life again. Orioles fans come to their feet waving their orange rally towels. 0-2, 2-1 KC. The set from Cano. Here's a pitch. And there's a chopper hit softly up the third baseline, bounds foul as it reaches the bag. And so we'll try it all over again on no balls and 2 strikes. Cano throwing his slider there to Salvador Perez, who's chased that pitch a bunch. Opponents hit only .208 off the Cano slider this year. A sinker is his predominant offering, but he did throw his four-seam fastball 11% this year after only 3% the prior season. 0-2, they're loaded. Massey, Witt, Pasquantino, third to first on the bases. Here's the set, 0-2. And he struck him out on a changeup down and in. Rutschman tags home plate, and the inning is over. But the Royals take the lead back on the infield single by Bobby Witt Jr., his second RBI of the AL Wild Card Series. Middle of the sixth here in Baltimore. It's the Royals 2 and the Orioles 1 on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hi, this is attorney Erin Snyder. If you have been involved in an auto accident and need a lawyer, look no further than the talented lawyers at my law firm, Cohen, Snyder, Eisenberg, and Katzenberg, the people's choice. Our attorneys have more than 40 years of experience helping injured people across the state receive compensation after an injury in an auto accident. No one should ever fight an insurance company alone. Call 410-752-1880 for a free consultation or visit us at COSEKLAW.com.
Who are we?
We're the electricians who lit up Camden Yards.
We wired M&T Bank Stadium.
We powered the National Aquarium.
We're IBEW Local 24.
The IBEW.
That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
We represent electrical workers from Frederick to Baltimore.
All the way to Ocean City.
We power the Fort McHenry Tunnel.
The Harbor Tunnel.
And the Bay Bridge.
We're IBEW Local 24.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, together, we power Maryland.
More at IBEWLocal24.org.
Hey, Orioles fans, make every season a winning season with Clean Seal by HydroClean, your home's MVP for energy efficiency. Leaky ducts can lead to high energy bills and uneven temperatures. Clean Seal technology expertly seals air ducts and vents, boosting your home's comfort and cutting down those energy costs. Schedule today and feel the difference in every room. Plus, enjoy up to 30% back in tax rebates. Your ultimate home run in energy efficiency. For more information, Google and call HydroClean Baltimore. It's not clean until it's HydroClean.
Orioles baseball is here on WBAL News Radio.
The out-of-town scoreboard is presented by Navy Football. Enjoy the pageantry of Navy Football at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium this fall with the Mids remaining American Athletic Conference schedule. Purchase your tickets at NavySports.com. Across the scoreboard, the Tigers won the first game of their wild card series in Houston yesterday, and the A.J. Hinch tour comes through, and he ends up with his team beating the Astros 5-2 as the Tigers are going to move on to the American League Division Series as his revenge tour comes through and they get a win. Austin Slater pinch hits. Right-hand batter will take a strike. It's 0-1. The Royals have the lead. 2-1 your score. In the bottom half of the sixth inning, Slater was on deck in the last inning as Zerpa delivers, and it's a wave and a miss for a changeup at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. They figured if Matt Petrero went with a righty that you'd stick with O'Hearn, but with the lefty in, as this is inside, 1-2. You go to Slater as your pinch hitter, guy that the Orioles added at the trade deadline. 1-2 the count. Zerpa off the first base out of the rubber. Into his motion. He deals. And the 1-2 again comes close to Slater. A 99-mile-an-hour heater, which nearly skims the belt buckle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slater, most pinch hits in baseball since 2019 with 39. This year not as successful in that department. The 2-2. Low. It was close. 3 balls and 2 strikes, but this year for Slater, 2 for 16. That being said, he's got 8 walks. A walk would put the tying run on base. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Zerpa gets him on a slider. And so Angel Zerpa came in, stranded the bases loaded in the 5th, and he starts off his 6th with a K. And that's going to do it for Zerpa. He'll go 1 inning with 2 strikeouts and no runs allowed. And the Royals are going to go to right-hander John Schreiber, the former member of the Red Sox, Here with one out in the last of the sixth. Royals 2, Orioles 1. We'll be right back on the Orioles Radio Network.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Angela also Brooks claims
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to.
But news reports say that's exactly what she did on 2 homes.
The campaign of Angela Also Brooks acknowledges she improperly claimed tax breaks she wasn't qualified to get.
A CNN review found Also Brooks improperly took advantage of tax breaks she did not qualify for, including one meant for low-income senior citizens.
Angela Also Brooks claimed a property in Maryland as a primary residence while noting on a different form that it was a source of rental income.
She used multiple methods, which she was not qualified for, to save thousands of dollars.
The tax breaks saved her at least $16,000 since 2005.
So when Also Brooks says,
I would never take a tax credit that I wasn't entitled to,
ask yourself, how can we trust her on anything? Maryland Future Paid For and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.marylandfuture.org.
Planning a move? Call Von Paris Moving and Storage, the official mover of the Orioles. Whether it's a move across the street or around the world, or an office or a commercial move, you can trust the Von Paris team to get things done safely, on time, and on budget. Von Paris has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and was the recipient of the BBB's Pillars of Trust Award for Marketplace Trust. Von Paris, since 1892, always going the extra mile for you. Contact Von Paris at vonparis.com.
Now there is one out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Royals with a 2-1 lead on the Orioles. Royals getting the go-ahead run in the sixth on a Bobby Witt Jr. infield single, one that Jordan Westbrook somehow stopped, but they couldn't get Witt at first base. Isbell scored, and Angel Zerpa, his day is done, and he is going to give way to the bearded right-hander, John Schreiber, guy who has been around for a little while, not a ton of major league time, 6'2", 210 pounds, 30 years old for Schreiber. Originally was a 15th round pick by the Tigers in 2016. This year, 59 appearances with the Royals, 4-3 with a 3.66 ERA. Mountcastle in right side as a 3/4 delivery is a strike. A first pitch cutter there from Schreiber at 90 miles an hour. Yeah, John Schreiber, not a whole lot of major league time in his first 3 seasons. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Mountcastle cuts through a low sweeper. 0-2, but then had a breakout year in 2022 with the Red Sox, where he had a 2.22 ERA. Royals brought him on board this offseason to strengthen the bullpen. The 0-2 pitch, way outside. Another sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he finished the year, Schreiber, really strong with 9 1/3 scoreless innings over his final 10 appearances of the regular season. A 1-2. Mountcastle swings and misses for strike 3. So in his career, 1 for 10 against Schreiber, now making 1 for 11. As it's the second out of the bottom of the sixth. Both have gone down via the K. Now the Royals ahead 2-1. An extra loud round of applause for Cedric Mullins, who tied up the game just an inning ago.
It's now 19 strikeouts, 3 walks for Kansas City pitching in this series.
Pitch in. Mullins lines it into left field. Going back is Melendez. He will make it to the spot as he makes the catch in medium left. And so between Zerpa and Schreiber, it's a scoreless 6 for KC pitching. Royals take a 2-1 lead over the Orioles into the 7th. Game 2 of the Wild Card series between the Orioles and Royals. Back with the 7th next on the Orioles Radio Network.
It's Cook and Marianne's Haunted Homes and Gardens.
We're looking for the biggest, scariest home Halloween display. And if it's you, you get a 4-pack of tickets to 2 of the scariest haunted attractions around.
Bennett's Curse and Creepywood Haunted Forest. If you go all out with your Halloween decorations, upload a video of your stuff at 98online.com/haunted. You okay?
Yes, stubbed my toe.
Hey, it's Brian Eman. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen between 7 and 7:30 for a chance to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. C4 Brian Eman tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 10 on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Listen to TJ Smith weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a chance to win a limited edition WBAL Amazon Alexa Echo Pop speaker. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Planning a move? Call Von Paris Moving and Storage, the official mover of the Orioles. Whether it's a move across the street or around the world, or an office or a commercial move, you can trust the Von Paris team to get things done safely, on time, and on budget. Von Paris has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and was the recipient of the BBB's Pillars of Trust Award for Marketplace Trust. Von Paris, since 1892, always going the extra mile for you. Contact Von Paris at vonparis.com.
Listen to the C4 and Brian Neiman Show right here at WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
The seventh inning is brought to you by the Maryland Mortgage Program, 7 Steps to Home Ownership. Start your journey at mmp.maryland.gov. Now, Colton Cowser exits the game. He tried to stay in after he swung and missed, struck out, and the ball hit him on the left hand. And he exits with left hand pain, is what we were being told. And so to start off this seventh inning, Heston Kerstad is going to come on and play defense in left field. And Yerk Cano is out to face Yuli Gurriel. This could be the last batter that Cano sees because Orioles have Keegan Aiken throwing in the bullpen. A 2-1 Royals lead here in the seventh as Cano delivers and pumps in a strike over the inside corner, 0-1. In the last inning, the Royals again had a lot of men on base, a chance to really land a blow, but Cano struck out Salvador Perez, the 0-1, in the dirt with a sweeping slider, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the strikeout came after Cano allowed the infield single, which Witt hit that scored Isbell, followed by a walk and then the K. 1-1. Cano delivers. And that's a chopper out to third base. Retreating is Urias, sets the feet, throws across, and gets Gurriel at first to open up the seventh inning.
Well, the Orioles certainly rue their bases loaded, nobody out, missed opportunity. But Kansas City's left them loaded back-to-back innings as well. You had 3 straight half innings where the bases were left loaded. So the Royals are fortunate to be up 1. In some ways, the Orioles are fortunate to only be down 1 with all the base runners against them.
Melendez standing in left side. Cano fires, and it's a hit on the ground through the left side. Melendez going past Urias, the third baseman, was way off the line, out near shortstop, but he couldn't make the diving pickup as Melendez collects his first ever postseason hit. A 1-out base runner. And now you get Hunter Renfroe up to the plate.
Well, they balance this lineup very well, the Royals, because it's only Perez and Gurriel 4-5 where you have back-to-back players of the same handedness. And so you could have brought in Aiken there, but then you have a righty after that. So they try to go with Cano, the Orioles, to get through the lefty with a righty on deck. And it doesn't work out for the lefty. Now you try to get Renfroe as the Royals bring in a pinch runner.
And it's Garrett Hampson, who's one of the fastest men in baseball as well, running at first base. Cano sets, high leg kick and pitch, and it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, after Melendez gets the single, you might as well bring in Hampson now because he's probably going to go out and play defense anyways.
Yeah, saw him in the late innings yesterday. Came on in the 9th for defense.
Throw over, and Hampson gets back there. Hunter Renfroe has struck out, popped out, and then walked in the second inning. Royals by a run, 2-1 in a do-or-die series as there's a swing and a miss. Runner on the move. Throw down a second. Catch. Tag. He is out. Garrett Hampson caught stealing. Well, the Royals are going to check. Bill Miller was the one who made the call. You get 2 challenges in the postseason. Bill Miller, the second base umpire, walking towards the Royals dugout, and they will not challenge as Adley Rutschman throws out Garrett Hampson, stretching with the oven mitt towards second, and sure enough, Jordan Westberg tagged him on the wrist.
That's one of Adley Rutschman's best throws of the year, and we've seen good throws from McCann and Rutschman now in back-to-back games against this very fast team.
1-1 offering. Low to Renfroe, 2 balls and a strike, and right after he made the throw, Jordan Westberg with his glove pointed right back towards Rutschman. Ace is clear now, 2 outs. Cano sets his 2-1. And there's a bouncing ball to the left of the mound. Backhanded by Cano. Throws off balance to first and gets him. So Yennier Cano, throwing while his feet were moving, gets the out at first base. And thanks to the caught stealing, it's Cano facing the minimum in the 7th inning. A 7th inning stretch. It is brought to you by CFG Bank, transforming the banking experience. Visit www.cfg.bank/Orioles. Member FDIC. The Orioles are trailing the Royals by a run as we head to the 7th inning stretch. KC2 owes 1 on the Orioles radio network.
As a proud partner of the Orioles, PNC Bank is a big fan of the game. But it would like to remind everyone there's nothing wrong with keeping things boring once in a while, like when it comes to managing your money. Steady consistency is a winning approach, so go ahead and cheer for that base-clearing home run, but don't forget to save a little applause for those sensible walks and interest-bearing savings accounts. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Who are we?
We're the electricians who lit up Camden Yards.
We wired M&T Bank Stadium.
We powered the National Aquarium.
We're IBEW Local 24.
The IBEW.
That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
We represent electrical workers from Frederick to Baltimore.
All the way to Ocean City.
We power the Fort McHenry Tunnel.
The Harbor Tunnel.
And the Bay Bridge.
We're IBEW Local 24.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, together, we power Maryland.
More at IBEWLocal24.org. Hey there, furniture fans. Are you tired of sitting in the dugout with that old beat-up chair? It's time to step up to the plate and score big with PVI Office Furniture in Frederick, Maryland. PVI is open on Saturdays. Swing by their showroom on Monroe Avenue in Frederick and experience the grand slam of furniture shopping. Don't miss out on the Saturday special. Mention this and receive an additional 15% off a purchase of $100 or more. Visit PVI.com today. That's PVI.com. Remember, business grows with PVI.
I'm Tony Thornton. Get traffic updates with me weekday mornings with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
There in the bottom of the 7th inning at Camden Yards, Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series, as Country Boy finishes playing. Here at Camden Yards, a 2-1 ball game. The Royals have got the lead. Scored first. Mullins hit with the homer, tied it in the 5th. And then the Royals got the go-ahead run in the 6th. Schreiber remains on as the right-hander deals and blows a first one past Urias. It was late on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1 after he came on to pinch run and then was subsequently thrown out. Garrett Hampson remains in the game playing in left field. The 0-1 to Urias. And this is a strike. Painted over the outside corner. 0-2. Against Urias. Gunnar Henderson follows, and then Jordan Westberg for the Orioles in this 7th inning. Schreiber with the 0-2, and it's down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schreiber got the final 2 outs of the 6th. Taking over after Angel Zerpa threw a scoreless inning. Seth Lugo, the Royals starter, gave up just the 1 run of the Mullins homer on 5 hits and 4 1/3. Zach Eflin, the Orioles starter, 1 run in the span of 4 innings. And since then, the Orioles have deployed 4 different relief pitchers. It's 1-2. Schreiber deals. And a wave and a miss, strike 3. Fastball away. Urias goes down, and the Orioles have struck out now 10 times in this game. And the Royals are going to go back to the bullpen with Henderson scheduled to bat. So Matt Quatrero will make the call to the pen, and we will have a change here with 1 out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Royals 2, the Orioles 1. More about the new pitcher in a moment on the Orioles Radio Network.
community, virtues that our hometown baseball team and Baltimore lawyers Dan Miller and Kevin Stern have in common. This is Brett Hollander. I've known Dan and Kevin a long time. They live here, unlike others who pretend. Whether it's an aggressive opponent or a life-altering injury, they protect their own. They're like a great catcher behind the plate. Nothing gets past them. Dan and Kevin are dedicated to making a difference in the lives of their clients. Call them for a free consultation at 410 Law Firm. That's 410 Law Firm.
Who are we?
We're the electricians who lit up Camden Yards.
We wired M&T Bank Stadium.
We powered the National Aquarium.
We're IBEW Local 24.
The IBEW.
That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
We represent electrical workers from Frederick to Baltimore.
All the way to Ocean City.
We power the Fort McHenry Tunnel.
The Harbor Tunnel.
And the Bay Bridge.
We're IBEW Local 24.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, together, we power Maryland.
More at IBEWLocal24.org. Hey there, furniture fans. Are you tired of sitting in the dugout with that old beat-up chair? It's time to step up to the plate and score big with PVI Office Furniture in Frederick, Maryland. PVI is open on Saturdays. Swing by their showroom on Monroe Avenue in Frederick and experience the grand slam of furniture shopping. Don't miss out on the Saturday special. Mention this and receive an additional 15% off a purchase of $100 or more. Visit PVI.com today. That's PVI.com. Remember, business grows with PVI.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network.
WBAL, WIYY HD2 Baltimore. This is WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
There's one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning at Camden Yards. Royals 2, Orioles 1. Jeff Arnold, Kevin Brown, and Ribeye Reese Levin with you. Do or die for the Orioles today. You've got to win this game to force Game 3. If the Orioles fall, then that will do it for 2024. Sam Long on for the second day in a row. Left on left here with Gunnar Henderson, and the pitch is waved through. On a first pitch curveball, no balls and a strike. Prior to yesterday, the Royals had 11 pitches, only 3 had pitched in the postseason before as the 0-1 fouled away. Upper deck on the third base side, 0-2. And so there were 4 different guys who pitched who made their first ever postseason appearances, and one of them was Long. They worked a 1-2-3-7 yesterday. The 0-2 pitch, Henderson takes just outside. A slider which missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Long came on and retired Rutschman, Kauser, and Urias in order. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider which was up and in. And Henderson becomes the 11th strikeout victim by Royals pitching today. 2 outs in the inning. Long appeared in 43 games on the year. He did not actually start off the year with the Royals. Spent time at AAA. Had a 3.16 ERA. Westberg in right side. And a breaking ball flipped in there for strike 1 on a curve. Now Long has established himself as a high leverage option for the Royals. The 0-1. Down and away. On a split. 1 ball and 1 strike. Long, a reliever, but he's got 4 pitches. 4 seamers, slider, curveball, split. 1-1. Swing and a miss. It was the slider this time. And Westberg behind the count, 1-2. They're trailing by a run, 2-1 here in the last of the 7th inning. The Royals going ahead in the 6th. Long, the lefty, comes home on 1-2 in the dirt with a breaking ball. Westberg tried to check, and this time he did. They appealed to Nick Lentz, the first base umpire. Anthony Santander awaiting in the on-deck circle. Royals trying to exercise some of their postseason demons, having lost 9 straight postseason games coming into today. It's 2-2 against Westberg. Long sets up on the first base side, goes into a motion, the 2-2. Outside. Slider was wide. Full count against Jordan Westberg. He reaches base to bring one of baseball's best home run hitters up to the plate, representing the go-ahead run. The turn and the 3-2. Westberg just gets a piece of this one. Fouling it off of home plate. I mean, Westberg today has not gotten any hits, but he has given you some Jordan Westberg at bats. Not making things easy against any of the pitchers that he's seen. 7th pitch of the at-bat. 2-1 Royals, the 3-2. Low for ball 4. So you get the tying run on base, and Anthony Santander walks up to home plate, representing the go-ahead run. He's going to hit right side, and in this game, he's gone 1 for 3.
And you're at the point in the game, at the point in the season, where you hope this is not Anthony Santander's final at-bat as an Oriole.
Right-hand hitter this time. Check swing. He went too far. It's 0-1. It is certainly a possibility after the year that he's had with his 44 home runs, 7th most in a single season in O's history. Only 1 hit in the postseason so far. He'd like a mulligan after he couldn't convert in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch, driven well, center field. Going back is Isbell, but he's got room. And he makes the catch. 4 or 5 feet short of the warning track in right center, ending the inning. Santander retired. Westberg stranded on base, and we head to the 8th. In Game 2 of this Wild Card Series, the Royals with a 2-1 lead over the Orioles on the Orioles Radio Network.
Are you the manager of a great team, but your facility's heating and AC is, well, second string? Let the Water Furnace Geothermal commercial line of products transform your facility. Water Furnace Geothermal commercial systems cut your heating and cooling costs in half and provide reliable, trouble-free operation for years to come. Ground Loop Heating and Air is your local geothermal contractor who can guide you through the process and talk about what incentives are available. So, why wait? Talk to Ground Loop Heating and Air today at groundloop.com. That's groundloop.com, and let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home.
It's the 8th annual 98 Rock .05K, Thursday, October 17th. Join Justin, Scott, and Spiegel as they host the race at Union Craft Brewing. It's only $15 to register, which gets you a commemorative shirt, race bib, and a 98 Rock Thirst Down beer. Head to 98online.com/race to sign up and help us kick off the Baltimore Running Festival. Proceeds from the entry fee benefits the Baltimore City Firefighters, Local 734, Widows, and Orphans Fund. A race from the door to the bar with 98 Rock.
Hey Orioles fans, did you know CFG Bank is the largest bank headquartered in Baltimore? CFG Bank offers some of the highest deposit rates in the country and offers checking accounts that come with access to VIP perks at CFG Bank Arena for you and your business. Partner with Baltimore's bank for a home run banking experience. Partner with CFG Bank. Visit cfg.bank/Orioles to get started. Member FDIC. That's cfg.bank/Orioles.
I'm Valerie Preactor. Tomorrow morning, I'll recap today's game with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
Now the Orioles are behind as we head to the 8th inning. It is a 1-run game. Royals 2, O's 1. Royals scored first. Orioles tied it in the 5th. Bobby Witt Jr. an infield single in the 6th, which plated Kyle Isbell, and we have not seen any scoring since. The Orioles are going to go back to the bullpen. Gunnar Henderson is done after he works an inning and a third. No runs, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. He does allow an inherited run to score. And so Gregory Soto, the new pitcher for the Orioles here in the 8th, to look at 8, 9, and 1 in the KC order. And stepping back in with a play-by-play. Here's KB.
Jeff, thank you. In this 8th inning, brought to you by Baltimore County Police, a passion for service, a career for life, equal opportunity employer. Eflin, Coulombe, Webb, Perez, Cano. Those 5 have held the Royals to 2 runs. But the 2-1 deficit remains as Soto, the left-hander, will face Kyle Isbell. His postseason debut is an Oriole, 4th career playoff game, and his first pitch is in the dirt, skipping to the backstop. Ball 1 to the number 8 hitter, Isbell. As an Oriole, Soto in 23 games hit a 5.09 ERA, 17 2/3, 20 hits, struck out 21, walked 7. Much better after a rocky start. His 1-0 is a called strike, right in there with a sinker, 97. Last 20 appearances, 2 earned runs, 16 1/3 after allowing 8 runs in his first 3. Isbell, fielder's choice, hit by pitch, infield single. He scored what is the game-winning run at the moment as he takes a little low for ball 2. It'll be the 9-hitter Garcia after that, then the leadoff man Massey. Bobby Witt Jr. would follow. Sir Anthony Dominguez is already up in the Oriole bullpen. The 2-1 is outside. This game being managed by Brandon Hyde like he's a hockey coach. 45 seconds on the ice, 45 seconds off. Coulomb, Webb, and Perez didn't even complete a full inning. Cano got 4 outs. Their 5th reliever, Soto, with a 3-1, and it is chopped into the dirt and rolls to the back of the batter circle, 3-2. The struggling bullpen has been good in this series. 4 innings, 1 run combined between 6 different relievers. Soto the 7th. They're just not hitting. 3-2 for Isbell, hoisting a black bat just over the left shoulder. Soto straightens out, deals, and walks him with a sinker nowhere close, down and away. That's the 4th walk by an Oriole pitcher, and the number 8 hitter, Isbell, a light hitter, has been on base 3 consecutive times.
Now, you know what? When you look at the first 3 outings for Gregory Soto, everybody was very frustrated, including Gregory Soto. And he had problems with walks, and he gives up 8 runs in an inning and a third. Since that point, just 3 runs in 16 and a third innings, and part of that's very few walks.
Here's a bunt by Garcia, and it's fouled away to the right. Yes, Soto has a penchant for wildness. He always did, even as a 2-time All-Star with the Tigers. Down 2-1 in the 8th inning, a walk to a left-handed hitter with a .287 on base percentage is the sort of thing that is difficult to afford. That penchant for wildness rearing its head at the worst moment. Urias on the grass. Garcia stabs at the ball and bunts it foul again to the right. Maikel Garcia looking like the concept of a bunt is alien to him. He does have 4 sacrifices on the year, but he's in an 0-2 hole now. Kansas City will bunt, 23 of them, the most in the American League sacrifice bunts. Garcia ground out, fly out, and a strikeout today. Isbell leads off first, not a big lead. Nobody out. 2-1 Royals in the 8th. Garcia squares again on 0-2. Soto stares him down, looks at first, slides home. The pitch is bunted, foul. Not even near fair territory. In fact, it rolled all the way to the Oriole dugout. And a bunt strikeout by Maikel Garcia, who looked about as comfortable trying to bunt a ball as he would sticking his hand into a pot of boiling water.
I mean, the form is absolutely terrible. I mean, he's got his bat as an angle. You've got to keep it straight to try and get the bunt down. And as you were saying, it kind of looks like he's never bunted before. I mean, at that point, I would have just let him swing away because maybe he puts the ball in play, and if he gets on base, then he's a huge threat.
Drew French is going to come out. I guess the worst case scenario is a double play. He's only hit into 7 in 157 games. He's typically way too fast for that. Anyway, thank you for that gift, Gregory Soto will say, as Tommy Pham comes in to pinch hit. A right-handed batter for the left-handed Michael Massey. So Pham, a veteran who was part of the Diamondbacks World Series team last year, is going to appear in his 33rd career postseason game. He's a career .305 hitter, .325 on base, .500 slugging in the postseason. So he is very good in big spots. And I'll try to add to this Kansas City lead. 1-on-1 out, 2-1 Royals, top of the 8th. Royals win, they sweep the series, go to New York to face the Yankees Saturday. Orioles win, it's a Game 3 tomorrow. Massey was 2 for 4. And now left on right with Pham. The kick and the pitch is down and in with a sinker at 98. Tommy Pham in the batter's box. He can be a frightening presence. Bobby Witt Jr. in the on-deck circle. He is one of the most frightening presences in the game. Soto nods his head, looks at first, swivels back home, slides home, and a ground ball toward the middle. Henderson gets to it, shovels to second, and the ball is caught and then lost on the transfer for an out. Just sensational range from Gunnar Henderson on a chopper surely ticketed for center. And the Orioles get the lead out and the second out of the inning. Well, the Royals are going to challenge. Again, you may as well. You have 2, and it's in the 8th inning. They'll see if Westberg ever controlled the ball. It looked like
Kansas City is challenging the out call at second base.
Transfer, and then you have the matter of whether he was on the base at first as well. Bill Miller announcing it. So the Royals used their first of 2 challenges. So he definitely got the ball before Isbell slid in there, and the question will be, did he have control for long enough?
Well, the way that the umpires tend to handle these calls is it comes down to when is the ball coming out. The second the hand goes into the glove, that's the indicator that it's coming on the transfer.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Kansas City has 1 challenge remaining.
And it seemed pretty clear that the ball was in the glove. He was reaching in and it came out. I'm not surprised that was confirmed, and Brandon Hyde's going to make a move.
But you have a couple of options here. You could just go ahead and walk Bobby Witt Jr., but with a runner at first, the Orioles aren't going to do that. And they'll bring in a right-hander to face him in Sir Anthony Dominguez. So, another line change. Don't get too comfortable with the mound if you're an Orioles reliever today. Soto faces 3 batters. Walker to strikeout, he's out. And it'll be Dominguez against Bobby Witt Jr., who currently has the game-winning RBI. It's 2-1 game. Kansas City in the lead, 2-on-1 out, top of the 8th. We'll be back with Dominguez and Witt in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Adley Rutschman.
And I'm Cal Ripken.
We've stepped up to the plate along with Maryland Department of Transportation to help keep roadside workers safe.
Every day, they face risks to keep our roads running smoothly.
And they're relying on us to make sure that they make it home.
Help us protect those who get Maryland where it needs to go.
Slow down.
Move over.
Be the driver who saves lives.
The Murray Group at UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a proud broadcast sponsor. Whether you are a business owner starting out or looking to exit, a corporate executive, an entrepreneur, or just starting to consider retirement and want to see if we are an appropriate team to help you achieve your financial goals, please give us a call at 410-771-3272. That's 410-771-3272. Or visit our website at advisors.ubs.com/Murray Group. For our client relationship summary disclosures, please visit ubs.com/relationship summary. Member FINRA SIPC.
Ah, terrible call.
What? It was right down the middle.
Don't listen to him. He thinks everything's a bad call. Not true. I made a great call this morning, and I'm going to make another great call after the game.
What?
Yep. I went to Royal Farms today for my coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And after the game, I'm going to go back and score some world-famous chicken.
Of course he is.
Going to Rofo before or after the game is always a great call. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Right-handed pitcher Sir Anthony Dominguez is on at the top of the 8th. 2 outs. Tyrone Blanco will pinch run for pinch hitter Tommy Pham at first. Kansas City still leads the Orioles 2-1. The Orioles must win to keep their season alive. Blanco, the best pinch runner in baseball, 27 steals as a pinch runner the last 2 years. And Bobby Witt Jr., one of the best hitters in baseball at the plate. First pitch, Blanco's going. Swing and a miss. Throw by Rutschman way late. An easy swipe for Blanco. 31 in the regular season and 38 tries. He had 132 plate appearances and 31 steals. And he gets to second, though Witt certainly helped out by swinging at a pitch nowhere near the plate. And a runner at second for the dangerous Bobby Witt Jr. 2 for 4 with a ribby single. Dominguez deals down and away for ball 1.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but when Blanco took his lead over at first base, he started digging his right foot into the ground. He gave every indication that he was not going to be staying at first for long.
He's a hard guy to miss because he has a pink and orange sliding mitt. 1-1. Breaking ball. Backup slider. Did Witt swing? He did. According to Nick Lentz down at first. Bobby shakes his head in despair. But it's 1-2 for Witt Jr. Dominguez a strike away from getting past one of the league's best players. Here's the pitch. And Witt throws his bat at the ball and checks it out of play to the right. I mean, almost literally threw it Half swing, slapped a slider to the dugout netting first base side. Bobby Witt Jr. who put together one of the great all-around seasons in baseball of the century. And a 1-2 count against Dominguez. The pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. A slider not even remotely close to the plate, but Witt couldn't hold up on that extraordinary late break, and Bobby bit. Blanco left at second. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles still trailing 2-1 in this win or go home game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hey, Orioles fans, do you love this team? At Catholic Charities, we love rooting for each other, and we are inspired by the call to action of Love Your Neighbor. We invite you to get involved in the meaningful work of improving the lives of Marylanders. You can find a wide variety of volunteer opportunities with us and directly help those in need. Consider giving to support your neighbors, or discover a meaningful career at Catholic Charities and join our team. Learn more at cc-md.org.
98 Rock has teamed up again with Union Craft Brewing for the perfect tailgate beer. Crack open our new Thirst Down at home, your watch party, and anywhere else you might flock around.
Check out the 3 different can designs, one with Justin Scott and Spiegel, one with me, Amelia, and one with Kirk and Marianne.
Take a picture of yourself enjoying our beer and post about it using the hashtag ThirstDown.
If your favorite store or bar isn't carrying Thirst Down, tell them to start.
Find out where you can get Thirst Down beer with our beer locator at 98online.com/beer.
Hey, it's Brian Eamon. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen between 7 and 7:30 for a chance to see Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. C4 and Brian Eamon tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 10 on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Listen to TJ Smith weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a chance to win a limited edition WBAL Amazon Alexa Echo Pop speaker. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
I'm meteorologist Ava Marie. Hear my forecast with C4 and Brian Neiman weekday mornings on WBAL News Radio.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Jeff, thank you. That's Jeff Arnold. I'm Kevin Brown. Reese Levin at the controls. Here in our broadcast booth at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, where the O's need 2 more runs to win it, 1 to tie it in the 8th. They're down 2-1 to Kansas City. And the new Royal pitcher is left-hander Chris Bubich. Sam Long went 2/3 of an inning, a walk, a strikeout. The Kansas City bullpen, Serpa, Schreiber, and Long, 2 2/3, no hits, 1 walk, struck out 5. They have been dominant. The Orioles have been swinging out of their shoes. So Bubich at 2.67 in the regular season, 27 games, will face lefty batting Heston Kjerstad. First pitch, breaking ball fouled away. Slider right down the heart of the plate, but tough to pick up. Bubich, who holds the ball behind his head for a long time, has that long extension, a lot of it, nearly 7 feet of extension. Bubich is 0-1. Kjerstad slaps it towards shortstop. Witt is there, drifting back to his left. Back-to-back sliders. And Kjerstad, who came on for the injured Cowser, lines out softly to short. Defensive changes for Kansas City. Dairon Blanco pinch ran for Tommy Pham, pinch hit for Michael Massey. Blanco comes into the game in left, and Garrett Hampson goes from left down to second. Adley Rutschman 1 for 3 with a single. Lefty pitcher, righty batter, and a strike. Knee high, inside corner, 0-1. And there are at the moment just 5 outs remaining in the Orioles season. 5 outs between the Orioles and a 10-game postseason losing streak. 10 games over 10 years. And 3,650 days. There is still time. 0-1 from Bubich. Swing and a miss. Time is running out. A changeup down and in. Chris Bubich better against righties than lefties. The slider he'll throw to both. The changeup and the four-seam are devastating pitches to right-handers. 0-2. Rutschman lines one out of play. It was late on 95. Bubic returned from Tommy John surgery. He's a former starter, one of 4 pitchers the Royals took in the first round of 2018, college pitchers. And it really wasn't until this year that some of them found their place. Targets away for the 0-2, which was well outside. Brady Singer, who went 18th, is in the Kansas City bullpen for this series. Pitch is a starter this year. Bubic and Daniel Lynch moved into the bullpen full time. They've both been very good. 1-2. A high chopper to short, a charging Whitfield. He has plenty of time to get Rutschman, who does not run well. And he retires him. And Bubic has the first 2 outs in order. Jackson Coar was the other pitcher in that span, and his Royals career didn't work out. But Singer, Bubic, and Lynch proving that sometimes patience is required and development doesn't happen in a linear fashion. Austin Slater bats with 2 away, and the Orioles down 2-1 in the 8th. And Slater hits a sharp line drive to the left of center. There's a base hit and a 2-out Oriole base runner. So Austin Slater, who struck out as a pinch hitter in the 6th, singles here. Lucas Erceg, the Royal closer, is warming. And we are not seeing any signs of a change yet from Matt Quatrero. They asked Erceg to get 4 outs yesterday, and they're not going to ask him yet. Ryan Mountcastle batting. Go ahead run at the plate. The pitch grounded weakly to shortstop. Easy flip to second for Witt, and the inning is over. The Royals bullpen has been untouchable, and the Orioles will have to save their season in the bottom of the 9th inning. First, they need to get there with the score maintained. It's 2-1 Kansas City with 1 inning to go, perhaps in the Orioles season. This is the American League Wild Card Series on the Orioles Radio Network.
Leaves are falling, and autumn is calling. It's time to rake in savings. With Wise Market's new fall rewards, you can redeem your rewards points for free Nathan's Franks, Land O'Lakes shredded cheese, or Pop-Tarts. Plus, take advantage of discounts on other items throughout the store. Spending less on all those essentials means spending more on things that matter the most. Get rewarded every time you shop. Now that's rewarding. That's Wise.
Hey Orioles fans, it's Jonathan Cotton from the Good Feet store. There's nothing like baseball at Camden Yards. The cheering crowd, the crack of the bat, the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. But many fans miss out on the fun because of foot, knee, or back pain. I know because I used to be one of them. Don't let pain keep you from enjoying the game. Visit the Good Feet store. Our personally fit arch supports can help you get back to the life you love without your feet getting in the way. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com.
Celebrate the Orioles with a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, September 30th through October 4th. Create or log in to your Chick-fil-A One account while in the Baltimore region to claim the offer. Redeem by scanning or placing a mobile order at the 45 participating Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants. Must have location services enabled to claim this offer. Offer must be redeemed by October 4th. 1 sandwich per person while supplies last.
I'm Brian Neiman. Join me weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 with C4 on WBAL Radio.
The 9th inning call to action is inspired by Catholic Charities' movement to love your neighbor. Together, we can have a positive impact and make our community stronger. Get involved with Catholic Charities and love your neighbor at cc-md.org/love. To the top of the 9th we go, and the Orioles have 3 outs to save their season. But first, Sir Anthony Dominguez will retake the mound with Kansas City leading 2-1. And Dominguez has the heart of the order to face Vinny Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, Yuli Gurriel. So far, simply put, you cannot put a lick of this series and its problems on the Orioles pitchers, who have thrown 17 innings and allowed 3 runs. Pasquantino, very dangerous lefty, takes high from Dominguez. Brandon Hyde has made a lot of moves today in the bullpen, and he's really managed it beautifully. 4 innings, 1 run between Coulomb, Webb, Perez, Cano, Soto, Dominguez. Pasquantino takes a strike with a slider at the knees, 1-1. Remember, this was not a good bullpen in September, 2nd worst, so to do what the Orioles have done today, very impressive. Pasquantino's been on 3 times. Dominguez slings and nearly hits him with a waist-high fastball, 2-1. So Brandon Hyde has had the pulse of the bullpen, but the Orioles have left 9 on base. This has been a problem, and it was for much of the second half of the season. Now the Royals are going to challenge here, see if that pitch hit Pasquantino. He tried to steer his body out of the way with a shimmy. He just pointed to his foot. And the Royals use their second challenge.
Kansas City is challenging the call of no hit by pitch on the field.
Now we're also into the crew chief review portion of the game, so nothing to lose here. Did the ball hit Pasquantino in the back leg on the way by? It's possible. It may have grazed the pants as we look at a replay here. It's possible, but is it definitive?
It's one of those instances where if you're Vinny Pasquantino, you wish you wore baggy your pants.
You wish you looked like Brett Hollander did last week on TV with us with the green Lululemon pants.
Matching and everything.
Yes. I mean, look, there have been enough uniform changes to the majors the last 2 years. Why not some Lululemon pants? It's a question of whether or not the ball hits him around the back thigh. And
the call in the field is confirmed. The batter was not hit by the pitch. He will remain at bat.
All right, so it's just ball 2. So the Royals have no challenges left, but again, it's the ninth inning. Who cares? They can ask for crew chief reviews. They lead it 2-1. Pasquantino, an RBI single in the first, struck out in the third, singled in the fifth, walked in the sixth. How happy are they to have him on the lineup? My goodness. 2-1. That's down and in. Nearly hit him again. Back 2 to 4 weeks quicker than imagined from a broken thumb. Just such a presence, such a good at-bat. 3-1 coming. He swings and golfs one way out of play down the right side. That would have been ball 4. Fastball way in from Dominguez. Perez is on deck. Gurriel to follow. Left-hander Keegan Aiken is up in the Oriole bullpen. Probably feels pretty lonely right now. 6 of his bullpen mates have departed. 3-2. Dominguez glove on knee. Straightens out. Holds under the chin. High kick. Flings home, and Pasquantino pops it up. Henderson a few steps in from deep short, makes the catch, and Pasquantino is retired to begin the ninth. Oriole pitchers have retired the leadoff man 7 out of 9 innings tonight. I mean, at the trade deadline, the Orioles didn't feel like they had to do much to the offense. They needed to improve the pitching. Here's Salvador Perez. 1 out. Nobody on. 2-1 KC in the ninth. There's a slider down the middle. Strike 1. They got Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's faced 3 batters in the postseason, retired them all. Gregory Soto was scoreless 2/3. Zach Eflin 1 run in 4 innings. 0-1. Waved at and missed a fastball, slicing and dicing away. It's been the bats. It's been all about the offense, which has looked tense and tight from nearly the first batter of game 1. 0-2 coming. Perez flips it out of play first base side, and we'll do it again. That ball about a dozen rows into the seats. Those bats have scored 1 run in 17 innings. The 1 run by Cedric Mullins, who will lead off the bottom of the ninth. Ramon Urias, Gunnar Henderson after that. Another 0-2 from Dominguez. Breaking ball crushed to left field. Kerstad is there, though. Back now in and makes an knee-high catch for out number 2. So it seems odd saying this may be the portion of the lineup you most want to see 8-9-1. But given the way Cedric and Ramon are swinging it, you probably do want to see 8-9-1 right now. And so the Orioles will have their big bats, and they'll face the Kansas City closer, Lucas Erceg, who's still throwing. 2 down for Gurriel, and there's a pop-up on the first pitch foul behind the dugout third base side. And it's 0-1 to Yuli Gurriel. Royals 2, Orioles 1. Again, we find ourselves in the ninth inning of Game 2 of the Wild Card Series. The Orioles find themselves One empty inning away from elimination. And a second straight postseason sweep. 0-1 coming. Gurriel pops it up. Right side, fair territory. This is all Westburg. He's there. He's got it. And we are going to the bottom of the ninth. If there is to be any shred of Orioles magic left in this 2024 season, it has to happen now. Mullins, Urias, Henderson. 1 for the 10th, 2 for Thursday, 0 for February. Bottom of the ninth coming on the Orioles Radio Network.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Civic Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hey, Orioles fans, did you know CFG Bank is the largest bank headquartered in Baltimore? CFG Bank offers some of the highest deposit rates in the country and offers checking accounts that come with access to VIP perks at CFG Bank Arena for you and your business. Partner with Baltimore's bank for a home run banking experience. Partner with CFG Bank. Visit cfg.bank/Orioles to get started. Member FDIC. That's cfg.bank/Orioles.
Hey, it's Brian Neiman. We'll have full reaction to Game 2 between the Orioles and Royals. And listen between 7 and 7:30 for a chance to see Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse in concert at the Lyric. C4 Brian Neiman tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 10 on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Listen to TJ Smith weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a chance to win a limited edition WBAL Amazon Alexa Echo Pop speaker. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5. The home of the Orioles. WBAL News Radio.
It all comes down to this. Royals 2, Orioles 1. Bottom of the ninth inning. Kansas City closer and midseason acquisition Lucas Erceg, the former Oakland Athletic, is on, trying to send the Royals to the ALDS against the New York Yankees. Erceg pounds his chest 3 times with the right hand, kicks his right and left cleats up and down 3 times, takes a deep breath, and ascends to the rubber, where he'll face Cedric Mullins, Ramon Urias, and Gunnar Henderson. The Orioles need 1 run to keep the season alive and 2 to win it. And their only run in the series came on a Cedric home run in the 5th. He's 1 for 3, a strikeout, a home run, and a line out. Erceg is ready from the right, Mullins from the left. Here we go. First pitch. Inside with a slider. Chris Bubich gave up a hit and a scoreless 8th. The Royals bullpen has given up a hit and a walk at 3 2/3 scoreless. The 1-0 to Ced. And a strike, 99 knee high. The Orioles roster combined, including yesterday, 0 for 16 against Lucas Erceg in their combined careers. But Mullins has never faced him. 1-1 and a ground ball pulled to the right side. Hampson at second. Fields flings and has the first out. Make it 0 for 17. The Orioles have had the leadoff runner on only twice tonight. Once was the Mullins homer. It was followed by an Urias single, a Henderson walk, and an error against Lugo on Westburg. The bases were loaded with nobody out, and the Orioles, with the heart of the order up, got nothing more. Here's Ramon batting right. First pitch. Swinging a pop-up right side, foul territory. This ball will get into the seats for strike 1. This Oriole team finished 4th in the majors in the regular season. Runs per game at 4.9. They've scored 1 in 17 in the 3rd innings. 2nd in home runs, 235. They've hit 1 in 17 in the 3rd innings. The bats have gone cold. An icy chill has enveloped this ballpark with a crowd of 38,698 that has had precious few moments to erupt. They've got 2 outs left to make something of it with Gunnar Henderson to the right of the on-deck circle. 0-1 for Urias, who's 1 for 3 tonight. And a breaking ball slammed to third on a hop right to the third baseman, Garcia. He throws him out, and it's down to Gunnar Henderson for the Orioles 2024 season. At the beginning of the year, the Orioles talked about their sweep at the hands of Texas last season and the bitter taste it left in their mouths. They talked about being battle-tested and hardened by that experience. 2-out pitch is outside. They struggled to a .500 record in the second half, but they said this adversity was good. It would set them up for the postseason, unlike last year's smooth sailing ride. The 1-0. Swing, a miss, 99 from Urseg, 1-1. Well, they're facing as much adversity as they've faced all year now. 1 out left of adversity. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, disappearing changeup, and there's a strike left in the game, in the series, and in the season. And Henderson's going to call time before it. The Royals dugout on the top step, ready to explode. The Orioles hoping for a miracle. The 1-2, swing and a miss. There is no miracle. There is no win. There is no extension of the season. For the second straight year, the Baltimore Orioles end their season at the hands of an opponent who sweeps them out of the postseason. Last year it was the Rangers. This year it is the Royals. Kansas City 2, Baltimore 1 is your final score, and it is your final score as the curtain closes on the 2024 Baltimore Orioles season. They had Gunnar Henderson at the plate, the most valuable Oriole of the regular season. He went 0 for 7, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts in this series. And the Orioles face another offseason of uncertainty after a year of adversity. But the final pages are written. The chapter is closed on what was an exciting and exceptional season until 2 tough nights here in downtown Baltimore. Kansas City wins it 2-1 and sweeps the best-of-3 series. But we have plenty more to cover. We'll be back on the Orioles Radio Network.
At Toyota, reliability is our legacy.